Welcome to Game Changer World. John, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. We're gonna have a great time tonight. We're just gonna be kicking off like pretty early. I think I said 7 shows, 54 matches we're gonna be going through tonight. So, short answer, doing well. How about yourself, man?
Yeah, it's going to be a long one. Definitely a lot to talk about tonight, that's for sure.
All right. Well, I'll just get right to it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you want notified when we go live. Super chats are available if you want to donate. Leave a comment. It's free and really helps us out. And as always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us. Sit down and relax. You're amongst friends. And tonight we're going to go deep into the night. We have a lot to cover. This will be a great show. Are you ready to get started with reviews, B?
Yeah, I said we just hop right into it. It's going to be a long one.
Oh, man. All right. Well, first things first, real quick. Just wanted to say hi to the people who really matter to us. Clown, nice to see you. West Coast correspondent in the house. Great one. He's already feeding for the cookies. Matt, he's trying to tell people you need to pay. He's a bartender there. Bartender, were you the one that was spraying water or seltzer on someone? Kind of curious. Reed Harris Cooper, nice to see you here tonight. Very nice to see you here. WWE sucks. Hi, you're in the house. What a great night to watch. We've got the WWE ID review coming up here just later. I don't want to miss too many other people that are here. James, nice to see you also. And I also want to say thank you to Kite. After our show had went off the air, Kite had donated also with another individual. So I just want to say thank you so much for that. And it is just highly appreciated. So, all right, let's go ahead and kind of get started here. I don't have a better way to do it, brother. Ready to rock and roll?
All right, our first show we are covering is GCW from Korakuen Hall, finishing up last week's Japan tour. We covered the first 2 shows last week, and this was the one that happened the next day after our show from Tokyo, Japan.
So for the longest time, there was talk that Mr. Danger was going to go to Japan and meet the real Mr. Danger, and there was going to maybe be a little bit of a passing of the torch, or at least a nod that, hey, it's cool to use that name. It was kind of a big deal, especially to Mr. Danger and a part of the deathmatch community that's very difficult sometimes, especially on newer guys until they prove themselves. That didn't happen this time, so I just wrote out here that that's really a big loss. That's something I really wanted to see for him. I'm going to talk about him a lot more tonight when his matches come up. I don't want to take too many of my notes there, but yeah, that's a sad thing, man. It really is. This is the big show we were waiting for, Korakuen Hall. The capacity was maybe 85%. Fans this weekend were mentioning that these Japanese shows used to be violent and bloody. Was it me and you talking about this, or was I talking to someone else? But yeah, these used to be seriously bloody affairs, and the first 2 shows especially, there was some in there, but this was not what we were used to. Things have kind of cleaned up over time. What are your thoughts on that? Do you want to kind of go back to that more bloody, or are you seeing what GCW is doing is what's the goods and bads on you, man?
I like the mix. I mean, I like seeing people like Chris Brooks, who doesn't really necessarily do the hardcore deathmatch style, but like him and Drew Parker, as we'll talk about, had a really good match. So if it gets like talent like them, Kiko Taro and stuff, I don't mind it, but I do also kind of miss some of the violence whenever we see Takeda and Draymond and stuff like that. It does hark back to those times, but I just think we're just kind of, I don't know, playing the fence and kind of just hitting everything right now when we go to Japan. But at least we get like the king of the king, Takeda, doing it. They come in and do the death matches, not like just some willy-nilly person.
That's true. I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, the more violent fans were saying, hey, we could just use a little more. So maybe on the next Japan trip, there's an adjustment there. You know?
Yeah. All right. Real fast. Let's go to this before we hit the show. I want this comment here. Yeah, Cardona. I don't think Cardona is working the Arizona shows because someone just said right there he's working crazy schedule and everything else. Microman in Arizona. Yeah. Sorry, I'm the one catching up on chat this time. It's usually you.
No, no sweat. I always like to just jump on here because there's so many interesting things going on. Reed Harris Cooper. Yeah. So Did you introduce our first match? I'm slightly off because
No, I did
everything's
not.
just been so wild. My head is just in 100 different directions right now. So yeah, we got to get comfortable, man.
Our first match of the evening was for the GCW Tag Team Championships as YDNP defends the belts against Mao and Rina.
First note, YDNP came out and the entrance had similar energies. And sometimes that doesn't always happen. And it looked a lot more team-like to a point to where I wanted to make a little note on it. I would have mentioned more in the promos that YDNP had to defend their belts in away territory. Like, hey, we had to fly halfway around the world to find competition. I would have liked to seen a little more of, a little more shit talking out of both of them. Masha was supposed to be there and Mal filled in. Thank you so much for Mal to be able to come in here. Always a welcome face. Mal and Rina spent time together doing some tag team moves. I thought that was much appreciated also. They, the fact that they put even 2 or 3 team moves together just to seem cohesive, I thought was really cool. Our winners and still GCW Tag Team Champions, YDNP, Young, Dumb, and Price. Also now known as Bustas in the Brain.
I saw someone post that, but I didn't hear that announced. When was that announced?
That was announced when Marcus Mathers teamed up with them. I think that was Marcus Mathers specific, but I'm not 100%.
Gotcha. I saw that. I like that. Like, finally they come up with a team name. I wrote, I was kind of happy to see Rina teaming up with Mao, and Mao was a suitable replacement. I think that's a dream team for me. They meshed well, and I think the team of Rina and Mao meshed well going against Jordan and Alec Price here, and they delivered a fun tag match for opening match for Korakuen Hall. I thought this was another strong Japan tour for Jordan, and I think they said this was Alex's first time in Japan, I believe. I'm not 100%, but if so, I think he shined as well. This tag team started to become something special with their tag defenses, and as we get later on to the card, they're on like almost every single match in card. I'm going to probably repeat myself more and more, but feels like the start of something special, and with the WWE ID showcase match too. Hopefully, some bigger stuff comes for the tag team of YDNP.
Hard to argue that, man. They're on a roll, dude.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch too. Our next match was Atticus Kogar versus Miyu Yamashita.
I wrote in my short notes here, it was fun watching Atticus troll the crowd. Fans thought he was reaching for skewers, and he reached in his pocket and gave them the middle finger. Miyu Yamashita is always just putting on a solid performance. I haven't seen many, I think I've thought of maybe one that I've seen where it was more like not up to her par. Otherwise, she's always given great performances. So I give her that much. Our winner here, Atticus Kogar. I enjoyed the fact that I heard "fuck Ohio" chants coming from the Japanese crowd. That's what's up, guys.
Smart crowd made it feel that much better. I think the whole Japan trip. I wrote this was another match. I kind of wish I had more time, just like all the other matches throughout this whole Japan trip. But same as the match before, I think the contrast in styles hit perfectly for the fans in this match, and it was another entertaining match for me. I think her to kind of do a little bit more stuff than normal, and with Atticus, I thought was interesting, and she played very well into it. And I want to see a little bit more diversity from her. And yeah, I was watching that Bloodsport. They did a replay of her kick on Natty. Man, I didn't know that kick. Watching it live, I knew it was bad, but man, when they showed that replay, that was crazy. But yeah, another strong matchup for me, and a good trip for Atticus as well this time. Our next match was a 6-person tag match, as it was Kikutaro, Shota, and Invisible Stan going against Dark Sheik, Jeffrey John, and Yoshi Iku.
Let me pull this up real quick here. Reed Harris Cooper just asked, did we ever get word on why Microman wasn't in Japan? No, we don't have anything on it. I just wanted to kind of cover that because that was a simple answer real quick. I haven't heard a single thing on what was going on there. None whatsoever. The "fuck you Stan" chants had me rolling laughing. Again, that, like you're saying, that smarter Japanese crowd that also likes to use English chants. I think that's also very cool. Perch was on the mic with Brett. A very fun match. You know what you're getting here when you get these 6. It's not going to be a serious drag out, toe hold kind of situation. Guns were pulled. Sheik had her rocket launcher. The star here was Invisible Stan. Very happy to see him back. I loved his gear, great facial expressions, a huge stand dive off the second story. Our winners here, the team of Dark Sheik, Jeffrey, John, and Yoshihiko. What did you think in this match? Oh, you're the first one, sir.
And it's early too. My goodness,
it's very early.
Oh, we're gonna keep a count tonight. I thought this was the match that had the most storytelling, kind of going through all the shows leading into this matchup all weekend. In Japan, this was the perfect DDT comedy match. Sheik, I thought, had a very strong Japan trip. And yeah, this is another fun comedy match, and the crowd being into it made it that much more fun.
Keep it simple.
yeah, we got a lot to cover tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Everything simple. Our next match was the one called Manders versus Jun Akiyama.
This was okay. So I was concerned that Manders wasn't going to finish strong, and here we are with Manders finishing very strong this weekend. Yeah, Jun Akiyama. This was definitely a match worth watching. Jun has a decorated history, and Manders has been seriously putting in his best work. Our winner here was Jun Akiyama. This was again, like I said, the third quality match. I have it in my notes here a second time. This was just satisfying to watch. And I have to say, I'm really hoping at some point Manders gets ID'd. That's what I'm looking for next.
I got very similar notes like later on when we get to the BloodSport and then JCW High Noon. But yeah, Manders, another strong Japan weekend. Every match was perfectly stylistic for him too. But I think we've seen him kind of do everything. But obviously when it's like a Haas fight, especially one against Jun Akiyama and the later ones that he had this last weekend, it's perfect for him. And he's putting on perfect Haas match. I wrote he's probably on. Out of all the independent wrestling we've watched for the last 2 years, and if not more for Manders, how much he's grown and how much he's been able to do these different kind of style matchups, and everyone's been a banger. Like, yeah, I'm the same way. I wouldn't be surprised him getting signed here soon because he does provide something different, but also what kind of like the Fed was looking for, those with the size that and stylistic matchups that he's been having. Holy shit, chat went off here. I missed all this.
He's only a matter of time, I think, with Manders. And I've said that my batting percentage is pretty good. I really do feel like it's only a matter of time with him. It's just everything's clicking on all cylinders. It's only up from here in a matter of where. Juggalo, whoop whoop. Nice to see you here tonight. And East Coast correspondent is in the house here with us, Frankie Abrams. Stan's purple and yellow gear was very distracting. I had the same issue. Two meaty men going at it. Nice to see you also, Ishmael. Welcome. Good to be here. All right. Anything else on this Manders Akiyama match that you could think of, B?
No, just yeah. Jun Akiyama hasn't really he's slowed down, but I think in a good way because it kind of lets his high impact moves give it more breath to kind of the fans to kind of feel the impact and kind of live in the moment during his matches, and it's always been fun watching him lately too. Our next match, Shachi Blackheart versus Makiito.
The MDK chants. Didn't expect to hear that entrance. We also had MDK chants when Maki pulled out the pizza cutter. Shotzi got sliced open. I felt like, just stepping back for a minute, we have to be very thankful we have the performers that we do in GCW between those two. They're just special. Maki cried. Fans, of course, were solidly behind her. We got a solid minute of Maki hitting Shotzi in the hoo-ha and Shotzi trying to hit Maki in her head. Neither succeeded. Our winner here, Makiito. What's your thoughts on this one, bud?
It played out.
That didn't happen.
Almost. I caught myself.
Yeah. We'll call that almost.
This match was exactly what I thought it was. I was kind of happy to see Shotzi having fun with Makiito on this trip, and Makiito coming back, it seems like, in GCW. And yeah, we had MDK music. I wonder if that's going to be, if she's going to be using that coming forward, because we've talked about that in her last match. She didn't use that. She's been kind of coming out doing her karaoke stuff. So I thought it was cool for the Japanese fans to be able to do the MDK chant and get a little hype entrance compared to what they usually get. Next match was Chris Brooks versus Drew Parker.
I'll keep it simple. I liked it. This was more of a Japanese style wrestling match. A great story was told here. They had a small miscommunication at one point and hit the reset button. I found it funny. He kind of was like, wait, and then boom, back to it. B, you got your exploding plastic bins, didn't you? Yeah, right?
I got everything I wanted this match, man. Yeah, like Drew Parker and Chris Brooks. I think I know you said their chemistry was had a little bit hiccup in the middle, but I think they both did a very good job. And I thought this was going to get a little bit more violent, but I'm kind of glad it didn't because it showcases a little bit different style from both of them. But Chris Brooks is just another one. I'm surprised he's not getting more talked about in bigger promotions in Japan. Or I mean, I know DDT, he's treating him very well out there, and he's killing it. From what I've watched some of the shows, not all the time, on the Wrestle Universe, but from what I've seen, he's still killing it out there. It's been awesome watching. Him and Drew Parker, I just want more time. It's one thing. My one bitch about all of that Japan trip was I wish these matches just got more time, or we could get these matches over here in the States and have them tell out a feud, because I think Drew Parker and Chris Brooks could, as a team or as opponents, could tell an awesome story with their wrestling.
Has he ever worked with Zack Sabre as a tag team? My God, would they be deadly?
So, yeah.
Brooks and oh man.
When Chris Brooks is able to like demonstrate his actual like wrestling and like his groundwork and stuff, like that was some of the stuff in LA. I was happy to watch him, and I think it was his tag match against Mao with Yoshiku. Him actually just wrestling is awesome, but when he gets to have a little fun with weapons, it's fun too. That led us to our main event, which was for the GCW World Championship championship belt, as Effie defends it against Matt Tremont.
All right. First off, brutal match. Good main event for Korakuen. That I'll get out of the way. Weapons galore. We had cans on boards, barbed wire boards, chairs, a wiffle ball bat, another one that had tacks in it, a barbed wire bat, gussets, a staple gun. They had it in this match. Effie stapling money to Tremont's head. Genius move. They're making money. Just walking around taking donations. No big deal.
Going back to what Matt was talking about earlier with the no tipping, I had the same thought when I watching them walk around just looking for money. I was thinking, man, they didn't sell a lot of merch or stuff. This is their way to recoup some of that money mid-match and staple it to each other's head.
I'll tell you though, Japanese fans are usually fantastic on merch. They just don't see GCW very often. I'll be curious to hear if that was a success or not from the big man. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, when it comes to taking donations, Tremont eventually had a flyer stapled to his head, and yeah, I feel that was his food money for the night. He's out there like, fuck, I lost my wallet. I need 1,000 yen,
That's what I'm thinking, just beer money too. It's like, oh, like let's split this afterwards.
Bro, and even then, like Effie was going, we need 1,000 yen, like specifically a certain amount of money. I'm like, holy crap. Our winner here, and still GCW World Champion, Effie.
Yeah, this was the violence I think that we were hoping for all trip long, but Tremont once again delivers another classic match. I forgot who was on commentary, but I loved how they made mention of it would be awesome to see Tremont, and kind of like the wrinkle would kind of go into homecoming with Tremont being double champ, carrying the UV and the World Championship belt going in there. I think all of us kind of knew the result anyway, but I just even mentioned it during the commentary for maybe layman fans that are just tuning in, add some excitement to the match and they don't know. But yeah, that was bloody. It was warfare. Effie has these last few matches defending the belts has been incredible. And like, yeah, he's been on another role here lately as GCW champion. And someone made a comment here. I'll try to find it earlier about, yeah, here we go. Matt Brown would have liked a little more time between Japan and the SummerSlam weekend shows. I made it. I think we will talk about later when Effie defends the belt. He kind of like tweaks his knee, but I just think GCW in general, that was a rough week for if they were to come unscathed or only had those 1 or 2 injuries that we think maybe happened, then I consider that a success, because that Japan trip to come right into New York to do all that is insane. And I had the same thought as you did, Matt, kind of going into that, was that it's just a lot of wrestling going on in that body in a short amount of time.
You highlighted this one here. Let's talk about this one. He said, my comment on Brooks versus Parker was that not a GCW match. We were being gifted it. He said Brett Parker and Brooks agreed.
Yeah, I wanted further explanation. What do you mean by that part? That we were being gifted that. I didn't understand what that meant, Reed. That's why I highlighted it there.
Love the flavor. That's, loved the flavor of that match. It was nice to have something different sprinkled in. I'm not going to lie. I felt like a lot of the Japanese tour was quite vanilla. I was looking for matches like this to look forward to. So just being a fan, yeah, this was quality, man. I was looking for something like this. Look, Necro Eric. Nice to see you, Necro.
Yeah, there we go. DDT. That's why I was thinking.
There you go.
But then I thought maybe I misunderstood it. I kind of agree it was a DDT match, and I'm fine with it though, because I think Chris Brooks, Mao, as you said, some of these names those two are the names that stick out to me. I know I'm missing more out of all the other crap that happened in Japan and everything else, but DDT let it happen on the GCW show.
There you go. Thank you, DDT.
What do you mean, like let it happen though? Like let us get Chris Brooks. Like I know he's a DDT star, but yeah, like I'm all for Chris Brooks in GCW some way or some fashion, whether it is UltraViolet or just an extreme kind of matches. I think he is so freaking talented. And Mao, once again, same thing. I just wanted a little bit more. But you said vanilla. I felt like it was a teaser weekend. Like we got a bunch of matchups that I've been dying to see and I've been excited for it. And I only got like little tasters and appetizers. And it left me wanting a lot more. That's for sure.
Vanilla may not be the right word. Reserved. Is that I felt like the product was sort of pulled back just a little than its normal self. I don't feel like the first two shows were anything close to LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying these are smaller shows. The energy's a little different. The crowd's obviously different. So I just wanted to put up this real quick. He said, been catching a few of the podcast after the fact. Yeah.
Thank you,
really nice to have you. Thank you so much. As you can see, chat is awesome. Get involved. These guys and ladies show up every week. So if you have a chance, definitely make some friends out there. What's exciting?
Breaking news. Homecoming. Well, I don't know how breaking it is. It says 5.
LA homecoming? Oh, that's a dumb question.
No, unfortunately.
No.
I would love it. This would be an LA homecoming match. So Effie defending the GCW World Title belt against KJ Orso. That's something we were talking about. I gotta go back and figure out exactly what we were saying. Like, I know we said a lot around that time, but that's something we were asking for. Like who we thought was going to be defending it. It's KJ.
Legit threat. Legit. Nah. No, seriously, legit threat. I forget how many top 100 or I think it was like 2 top 50 matches this year alone, and there were only 4, and I think he had an additional 2 in ranking 51 through 100. So that's gonna be wild. I really want to hear a story though, because we have 2 very strong personalities here. So, do not fret, citizen. Welcome. Good to see you here tonight. 100% legit threat. Yeah, this could launch KJ. If anything, it'll help him polish his stone better. I look at it or polish his sword better. What you think,
Frank? I'm thinking Frank Frank is getting what he asked for at homecoming. I don't want to. I think so. There's no.
What is it? Or should we wait until Frank gets on? Because Frank is coming on here in a little bit, guys.
I don't want Ishmael to start yelling at me. I don't want KJ to hop in here and start yelling at me. We got a long show. You want to get into it? Okay. All right.
Yay.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think.
Okay.
I think this is where Stackhouse gets his ultimate revenge. Costs KJ the belts, and maybe it doesn't even happen. And Frank gets his homecoming main event.
Oh, so you're
I'm thinking it don't get that. I don't even think the bell rings with KJ. Sorry. I know. I don't think we're getting a triple threat or 4-way. I think KJ's gonna be unable to compete because of Stackhouse.
Hell yeah. Front row AZ. Yeah, that's gonna be a wild one. That is gonna be a wild one. I feel that's what's exactly gonna happen. Hell, KJ may have it in the bag, and then all of a sudden, interference or who knows.
Yeah,
I would like to see Chelsea Stackhouse do it. I think she would be the one that would be fun, like the unexpected. Have her seated in the second, dude, I don't know if we've done it at GCW in a while or at all before. Have her seated in the second row, like in a hood or something, like you can't tell. And she's just sitting there chilling. And, you know, KJ never sees it. And someone comes out of the crowd with a little hood there and just interferes somewhere, you know? Oh no,
Oh,
Reed. Actually, Chelsea betrays Sam.
Sam's been through enough.
They fall in love.
But here's what I'm thinking. Frank's right in his thing that we talked about a couple shows ago. There's no between now and Homecoming. There's just the gathering. So
that's the other thing. There's no way to get a storyline in. It's not the atmosphere.
And there's nothing there. No, I'm sorry. And there's nothing there for Stackhouse or anywhere before then, unless Trackhouse follows KJ to another promotion like we've seen in the past, which I freaking loved. I don't think we ever mentioned that. I loved how he showed up at another promotion just to beat KJ's ass, just being in the same building. It's on site for them, and I loved that video. But this is the first time maybe that Sam's going to be able to get his hands on KJ and kind of cost him that belt. Sorry, Ishmael.
It be what it be. It is what it is, you know.
I will say this, that I'm so freaking happy though, because like that is the main event that to announce for Effie, for me to be excited for anything that could happen is that match. Because I could be completely wrong and the match plays out a completely different way, and I still might be excited and happy. Like for me, this has the one that has the most options going into it, where it could branch off to something compared to any other match that I could think of for Effie at Homecoming that would get me interested in it. Wow, I'm excited for that match. Sorry for that
wild
quick detour after Japan.
I also want to say Cam just came in. Bring GCW to Pittsburgh. We need it. 100% agree. Pittsburgh's awesome. I think we'd been there once before.
Yeah,
I think that was it so far, right?
Yeah. Our buddy Wrestle Dads was at that one, I think.
Wrestle Dads, that's right. Haven't talked to him in a while. Hope he's doing well.
Yeah, shout out Wrestle Dads. Yeah, sorry, I just had to throw that in there because I just saw it was 5 minutes ago. I just turned on my notifications, obviously, because I have it off all weekend because I'm off of social media trying to watch all these shows without any spoilers. So I just happened to look down and I saw that. So, I'm happy now for Homecoming. I guess we should get back to the second of 7 reviews here. All right. Our next show we are reviewing is the WWE ID Showcase showcase card. I forgot where it was from. You don't have it there. It was in the same venue, right?
This one was from Rutherford also. I believe it's the Williams Center. Let me double check here. Is that what it was? The Williams
I couldn't remember it until you said it.
Okay, so first of all, there's a lot of reading here. I have never done a full scouting report on anyone ever. Let me just kind of tell everybody up front that I'm doing this because I find it fun. I've never done it before with anyone. It's nothing personal. I'm going to look at the person's work and I'm just going to make some judgments. And I'm going to judge it as someone would who had to give it and turn it into WWE. So here we go. First things first, I want to say at the Williams Center, I thought those steps were going to kill somebody. I almost thought it would have been a smart idea to maybe have someone sit on those steps or maybe just have someone off to the side. And in case someone goes there, they kind of, watch out there. I do want to say as a WWE fan, I would understand a handful of these fans will become stars. And I'm really surprised just because it's a WWE universe that more fans didn't come to it. You know what I mean? So, I'm surprised WWE maybe didn't push it more. The GCW atmosphere only goes so far, right?
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. I don't see them promoting it as much as they did like that first round, WrestleMania weekend. They were promoting the hell out of that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm going to get into some things now. Nobody kill me, but these are just my opinion only. This is what I would write out. Ice Williams versus Bobby Orlando. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
you're right.
I didn't know what you're doing. I didn't know if you good.
Ice Williams versus Bobby Orlando. When it came to Ice Williams, I put they look great, good face, still young, but not new. I would like to see his gear to be more white and less grayish silver. Keep the blue and the snowflakes. I would consider giving him maybe white or blue contacts in his eyes on bigger shows, and he would be an interesting match with Jade Cargill. He's fundamentally sound. I would say he's more WWE ready than his partner in this scenario. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but he's one of the first people that I talked to in Las Vegas. I told him, man, GCW would love you. You need to get to a bigger place. You need to be seen by more eyeballs. He tried to work me like I have never, I've never seen the inside of wrestling before. But yeah, that's what I have to say about him. Anything on Ice Williams at all whatsoever? I know he's somebody that you've seen some work from him for sure.
Yeah, really my big note of this whole match was I was so happy to see Ice continue to show the rest of the world what we already know here for a long time out in Vegas is he's one of the best out here on the West Coast. And I think for WWE ID, like he's one of the names that pops in my head locally that absolutely fits the bill. It should be one of the next people up there. And he's definitely been shining and continuing his character on the Evolve and WWE ID showcase matches as well.
He needs to have the red ice stolen. Oh, Frankie. All right. On to Bobby Orlando. He looks indie. He's better served as the AEW version of the Iguana guy. Otherwise, in the WWE, I feel that Bobby's character and the Iguana character overlap, and I feel it's unnecessary. Fans will naturally pick one and the other will be looked at as an afterthought. I say in this scenario, especially the way he works in his character, I think he would be a great fit for AEW. I don't know if you had anything else to add on that one.
I didn't even notice the Mr. Iguana comparison till then. I see it. I don't mind it. Yeah. It's on a little lower level, obviously, aspect, but from the first time we saw him from we were thinking like, what is this stupid, like, was it a unicorn? I forgot what it even carries around, like unicorn.
It's a goat. Yeah,
it's a goat. Okay. I remember we were like, what is this thing? Like, this ain't gonna work. And like, yeah, he's still using it. It's still kind of gotten over, and people using it as a lawn dart, throwing it against walls and stuff has been useful. But my big note on Bobby Orlando was kind of right here with Matt Brown. I didn't mean to cut you off there, John.
Nope. I was killing mine.
My big note here was the same as Matt Brown's. Since the last time I saw him, he's improved so much, and like his character work is like really good. Like the character, his in-ring's always been unique and good, like kind of like a Bobby Flacco kind of in-ring, but his character's like, I think, really getting over. I think he's like kind of the perfect, not like a jobber, but like someone as a face to get heels like Ice Williams over. And I think he played his role perfectly in this matchup against Ice Williams. And I think that's where I kind of see him finding like a little value in a bigger company at this moment with this character, is using it to get other people over more than himself.
And I'm with Matt here. Bobby has definitely got in great shape. 100% effort, I want to say. So I don't want to say anything super bad. Again, I'm just going from a perspective where I'd say, given the way he works, I would put him at AEW because of Mr. Iguana overlap. Any other time, I'd say he's perfectly good. But like I said, fans will naturally pick one and the other will just go wayside. Don't waste time on that situation. Maybe find some other thing that he could do. I don't know. Maybe not either. I don't want to fuck something up. I have a feeling people are going to be mad once it's all said and done. Want to go on to the next match?
Yeah, sorry. Bobby Jr., my bad. Goat. Necro, you're going to make me remember that forever. He's the goatest. That was a good one. He's the goatest. All right, next matchup was YDNP teaming with Marcus Mathers going against the Vanity Project.
Okay, so I'm going to say before I start anything, YDNP and Mathers are some of my favorite people at GCW. Again, I'm going to go through some of their goods, some of their bads. Here we go. Also, I'm for hire and a strong supporter. I enjoyed the Vanity Project very much. The pace of the match was a mix between WWE's pace and independent pace. That pace eventually slowed down about halfway through the match when adrenaline settled down and everybody started to wrestle. That's when it felt more like a natural watch as a fan. The tanned and jacked thing, also very indie. He is tanned. He's jacked for his size. I see a taller but skinnier Shane Mercer, good promo skills. I don't know where he'll land. We got some of the GCW rules in this match and some of the GCW independent wrestling, no selling, lack of psychology that comes with it. Officiating was loose at times, GCW style. Donovan is very aware of the camera, always working outward towards the fans. He has deceptive strength. For him to be impressive, I would say bulk up his upper body, and then I'll see somebody like Big Cass. He's a touch thin. His hairline is receding. That's a Baron Corbin type thing. The question will be, in 5 years, will he look good being balder? Because I kind of know a little bit about it. He also helped Smokes and Baylor in the beginning hit their mark with the music. He actually physically had to grab one of them at one time. I do expect a different name for them at some point. The name is very now, but eventually no one will understand what swipe right means. Also, I don't think the name is that great even for right now, especially if they're trying to get heat and do something else. There's got to be a better way to do it. Brad's shoulder was an obvious issue for him. He took a solid ass beating early. He has the look of a young Shane Douglas. He was the quieter and more reserved of the three members. I recommend he do more running of his mouth. If he's physically injured, you get heat and everyone sees that you're weak, which gives you even more heat. I noticed not a single WWE clothesline was higher than the head. They swung appropriately, not independent wrestling high. Smokes gets heat, MJF-like looks. As a mainstream WWE family-style character, I don't like the word Smokes. A lot of solid heel work from him. I like the move where Brad holds Oliver and Smokes delivered a high drop kick. Alec looked great. Sometimes his opponents had to wait for his windup before he hits his move. A good example is running the ropes before his tope. Modern wrestling would have the guys see him running and just move out of the way. The independents also forgot they are tope heavy compared to the WWE, and the psychology behind that needs to be tweaked for WWE TV. The ring is too small for Alec. He was built for a bigger ring. I can see WWE telling him to slow down. His moves have somewhat of a rubber band effect when he runs. I can't explain it any other way. Try not to cuss on a WWE ID show. Also, he had a hot tag that I didn't feel was necessary. Mathers started super hot. He showed more restraint. He's learning from the WWE system and it shows. I feel he's doing fine. I didn't really want to scout him too much. On to Jordan. Good height, a touch awkward with his arms from the elbow level out to the fingers, but that's because they're long. He has an impressive wingspan. I have the same. It's a blessing and a curse. I would tell him to try to keep his elbows inward and only extend fully when you want to show off like a celebration because the wingspan is there. On a hot tag, jump outwards, less upwards. Jumping upwards only shows how much distance you had from the jump. Look at Donovan's hot tag versus Jordan's hot tag. You're looking at more of a horizontal jump than a vertical jump. He needs to settle down the shaking and flailing all together. It doesn't look good and it doesn't work with the WWE style and pace. When they locked up, you could actually see his opponent having a little bit of an issue figuring out how he's going to work his feet with Jordan doing his thing. I also say less motion is more. Some unfamiliar fans were kind of laughing and mocking a little bit towards Jordan. I didn't like that. Vanity Project were doing it also, but I think that's the heel thing to do. Even his tag in the first couple minutes were aggressive. He was riding adrenaline, so I can't say anything bad about that whatsoever. The team of Marcus and B&B sold well, came off mostly cohesive. Scarlett Donovan, great job. I think we'll be seeing her moving up one day. B&B first team move together was fast-paced and spitfire. Vanity looked more polished and methodical, which makes the heels look like they're in control of the match. All six did a decent job selling outside the ring. The 3 versus 3 slug out was fun. Jackson Drake with interference, Vanity Project pins for the win. This also protected the characters of Price, Oliver, and Mathers. Overall, they all worked their ass off. Either way, I feel that all three can be molded and shaped. So I'll stop right there before I go any further. Disagreements, agreements, or you don't want to touch it?
No, I wrote, I was happy to see Alec and Jordan get a chance to showcase their talents for the WWE ID audience. Jordan did look super amped for this match. This match, I think, shows the importance of being an all-around wrestler, though, because I think the team of Alec Price, Jordan, and Mathers brought the in-ring action, the wrestling, and the fun, the energy to this match, where I believe the Vanity Project had more of the characters and had the character work and kind of the story of more getting the crowd reaction and stuff like that. So I think both teams can learn from each other, and I think this is where wrestling is kind of beautiful, and this is where the house shows always used to make wrestlers so much better, because they would like work with like a Ric Flair or someone like that and learn how to slow down and play to the crowd and stuff like that. So I think both teams can learn here, where I think Young, Dumb, and Price could learn more character work and kind of slowing down their in-ring to kind of tell a story in the match, where the Vanity Project, I think, need to upgrade their in-ring work and kind of speed up their tone and kind of be a little bit more crowd pleasing to stay in the wrestling business, because they kind of just have a very basic heel, like newer moveset right now.
Wow. Chat is on the thing too. They're like, what's with the shaking? Again, I think it was just something that
he was amped.
he does. Yeah, it's his thing, man. But yeah, people who didn't see it, I think that's something that he should weigh a little bit, is people who never seen it before were kind of chuckling about it. And that's not what you're looking for. You want people to be pumped up in the right way.
I kind of noticed it too. The Vanity Project even like kind of laughing, like, yeah, look at this guy. Like he's like it kind of showed like I didn't mind it because like in the reality thing, like, hey, it's someone making their debut, so they're going to be overly excited and amped. And then you got somebody like Vanity Project, and like this is like another just a little house show for WWE ID. This is something they've been doing, and they're not folding, but not reacting to the pressure, not playing it out. So I didn't mind it too much, but yeah, it was obviously noticeable.
Good to see you, Crow. Welcome. Zach, you're in here. Good to see you also. I'll stop right there outside of the fact that I wanted to say that Team YDNP were the busiest with the most action, but Vanity Project had less wasted motion. That's important.
That's a good way to kind of explain what I was saying too. Yeah.
So then we're going to go on to the promos. And again, I'm just looking at these little short promos. We'll start with Jackson Drake. He's clear on the microphone, well-spoken, chiseled jawline. Polish off the last country Southern accent that he has, and you actually have a growing, more universal star. Unless you're leaning into the accent in character, which I think they're talking to him about being a Carolina something, or the Carolina Reaper. Maybe it was. Not sure. Promos then on Marcus Mathers. I was saying you maybe touch a smile more, or smile a touch more. Wow. Smile with your eyes. Try to practice that. Keep hands down so they aren't a distraction. Like when you have them up here, listen, as you're learning, this is normal because you're trying to project. You want your voice and your words to project. That will progress over time, and you'll see your hands will eventually start dropping down, and then eventually you won't use them at all. I talk with my hands. I grew up around Italians. It's going to be the way it is. Promos on Brad Baylor. You can see in micro expressions a smile comes through. He's actually a nice guy. You can just see it. Keep him practicing until you can see his war face. He has just a touch of the Cody Rhodes lisp on his S's, but you barely can really see it. If you have a chance, maybe see if you can work on that and get the rest of that polished off. He'll be perfect on the microphone. Donovan on promo, I just told him he needs to maintain eye contact with the camera. You actually see him looking off to the sides at the person who's off camera, and it kind of breaks the concentration. Timothy Thatcher, very green on the mic. Give him more direction or a manager and let him just look tough on camera. Also, unless he's at least 6'4", he's not going to look tough against Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns. This is something we have that's a crash between the Indies and WWE. I'll stop there. Anything else you wanted to say before I go into X-Pac coming out? No. Sorry for the long thing, but I actually wanted to do it just for fun. I've never done one before. Like, just kind of do a little scouting.
No, you're good.
All right, cool. X-Pac had a lot of nice things to say about the importance of GCW. Thank you so much. And please support us, everyone. I mean, if you just have a chance to sit in the living room, invite someone over and just put it on TV. It's so much fun. A live show, if you can get someone to a live show, we already know it's like a rat trap. You're not going to get out once you're there. The live experience at GCW is just too good. Alec comes out and makes his case. He said that he really wanted to get back at Jackson Drake for fucking up his match. And X-Pac kind of chuckled a little bit because he had to actually walk him through his talking parts a little. Alec was stopping to let X-Pac kind of talk back. And he was laughing during that time. So we go into our match here. I'll just announce it since I'm on here. Sorry, bud. Jackson Drake versus Alec Price. I put, yes, similar bodies, different styles. Alec is getting a tryout as a face. I also found that very interesting. I'm hoping someone saw something in him and called this match on the fly. Whoever, whatever, I felt like this was necessary that we got to see Alec Price work alone. Anything on that?
I had the same thought. I was like, man, this seems something like that was called on the fly. Like, you don't see that often. And I just wondered, like, they just wanted to see Alec in a singles role, just in a quick little match to kind of see what he could do by himself. Like, I thought the same thing. It felt to me called on the fly. Let's see what he could do. Because Jackson Drake, I thought it was like the member of the Vanity Project instead of that tall person that I forgot his name, but like
Donovan.
Donovan. Okay, so that I've got the names. Okay, I got all.
There's a lot of names, bro. It's a lot.
I got Baylor, Smokes. Now Donovan's the tall one. Okay, I got you. I get him. Baylor was like the only one that stood out to me that I remembered, but I like the new person. I didn't understand. Yeah, that him. All right, back to this one. I was so happy though. It's the same thing. Let Alec Price shine, and even if it's a 3-minute, hopefully he was able to do enough in that. However long it felt like 3 minutes. I don't know how long this match was, but hopefully he did something along those lines real quick to showcase something, because it super felt like, hey, let's see this cat one more time and see what he could do. And I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him to get this match, and to get even a second call out was something special. To me, it felt like something special. I'm kind of glad. It's funny, like, we don't look at each other's notes or anything. It's funny. You had that same note too.
Once you get at it for 3 years, we kind of have the same brain. I'm left, you're right, or I'm right, you're left, whatever. Yeah, I wrote here that Jackson has a young Randy Orton style body all the way down to the dimensions. As he matures, I would expect his shoulders and chest will widen out some. Alec needed a one-on-one. He shows great struggle in his facials, great bumper on his back, excellent airtime and height on his jumps. Once again, that run the ropes tope that he does, where it's 2 times instead of 1, Jackson could have just moved. Instead, he has to kill time and stand there. Again, that psychology doesn't fit the WWE way. Anybody who's watching someone run 15 feet one direction or 14 feet another and back and forth another, just move the hell out of the way. Actually, I'm expecting some point a reaction like Samoa Joe, where you just kind of move out of the way and let the person fall. It could very well happen. That's all the notes I had on them.
Yeah, I didn't really take much other notes other than like it was cool to see Alec get a second chance by himself. The next matchup was It's Gal versus Aaron Roberts.
Who's likely to go to NXT first, Alec or Jordan? Now remember, B is a Jordan fan also, and I'm an Alec fan more. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm balancing here, but B's in thought. That's not. B, dude, that should be an easy answer, but you're actually thinking they're kind of more equal. I think Alec is more ready. I put it out there.
So here's the thing. I think Jordan's
body is more ready.
But I think Alec's energy and explosiveness is kind of what sets him apart right now. Like his moveset, his energy, just everything, his vibe. Like for me, I think that's what's kind of setting him apart. Where I think Jordan is like kind of more in-ring ready, but it's kind of got to get a character, got to get just tighten up a little bit of there. But we see the fluidity and the growth on his. I think he will catch on real quick and fine. Like we talked about all the time before injury, his striking. He came back from injury just laying folks out with his striking. So he is improving, and I think he will improve just fine. NXT. I don't want NXT. I think they fit for me. I want to see them as kind of like a little Young Bucks. I think they fit in with AEW, their style and in ring. Actually, here's where I differ. I think Alec kind of fits AEW, where I think Jordan maybe fits NXT there. So I don't know. I feel kind of like they're very similar, but I think different in good ways, obviously. And that's how I would answer that question. Alec to AEW, Jordan NXT.
Kite, earlier we said thank you to you. So now that you've popped in the room for the night, I want to just say thank you so much. It was really appreciated. You have no idea whatsoever. Whatever we get, it's so nice. It's what we get. Whatever you get is what we get. So Price has generational talent. This one?
No, Ishmael. I'd say that's I don't think about Impact because I don't watch it really. Like for me, I don't know. That's why they could fit. I mean, the Slayers fit in just fine there. And I think that might be a better place for them to go right now, to be honest with you, to kind of make a name and kind of get going with like a team like the Rascals and some of the other tag teams that Impact could offer. Like, yeah, that might be the best option, to be honest.
Clown said, I think Jordan's recent injury may have put a pause on his hiring before Price. He was on such an upward trajectory.
If you asked me this before the injury, my answer would be completely different. I would say probably Jordan was right there ready to go. But I think Alex has just kind of grown and kind of like outgrown in a different kind of way where he maybe could be outshining Jordan in some aspects.
Also, we're seeing a lot of tag team matches. I need to see Jordan in more singles matches again like he used to before we can really fully see what he's capable of. And if he's back at 100%, we'll know that more in singles action than we would in tag.
And I think we kind of talked about this before, like it's kind of funny. Like I mentioned this, and I think a couple weeks later they got that WWE ID thing. But I think once they get kind of noticed and picked up, it's not going to be. They're not going to be long for the Indies for too long. I want to see them either, if they're going to go up as a tag team, go on a Young Bucks kind of run right now on the Indies and GCW and kind of just have crazy matches are talked about. But if they have a little time before they go up there, I want to have them break up and just have a generational feud against each other. That would, I think, them feuding would get the talents and people in the higher ups in AEW and WWE a little bit more behind what they could do as opponents and as singles competitors too. But they could do anything at this point.
Hey, I didn't notice in chat until I went over to YouTube and looked that there's rankings in our chat.
That's what I was talking about a couple weeks ago. Like maybe like probably doing like keeping track of it, but like it's only per week per live. Like if they kept track like monthly, I was thinking of doing some monthly ideas for some winners and stuff. Weekly, I don't know if I could do weekly.
Very interesting. All right. So we had talk here about Effie going on WWE ID, and Harris Cooper said Effie would reject the contract unless they actually offer him 69. Okay, so I'll kind of catch you guys up on that a little bit. Effie doesn't want to have a TV contract. According to his explanation, this was years ago. It was primarily that he was going to be held back and censored. You know, don't make it so gay. Don't do this. Don't do that. And he didn't like that very much. So he decided to stay on the Indies, and that's the best explanation that I've heard. And again, not verbatim, but that's pretty much what happened there. So I wanted to make sure that Crow said, gotta love these rankings. Yeah, number 1 and 2 have to fight every week. So whoever shows up in chat is number 1 and 2. We have to meet up and fight somewhere. We'll figure that out after the show. Did you announce it's Gal and Aaron Roberts? I'm so sorry. All right. So Gal has the asshole heel part down perfect. He may just need a new direction for that expertise. He has a good understanding of being a heel. You can see the classic 80s in him. He's not to be taken seriously, but young kids would, which is very reminiscent of some of the classic 80s WWF stars. He's not dangerous. He's just cocky. His chains clang and sound a little cheap, like cans. Get him something with thicker metal. Also, great executed spine buster. Aaron Roberts, big guy with a TV face, physically a brick. That can sometimes be rare. I love his heavy strikes. He can also get his leg up, which is what we saw when he landed on Gal's shoulder. He could either stay that size or consider making him an upgraded Taz or Rhino. His pants fall often. That's a big guy problem. Try to help him and fix that for him. I'd like to see him with a sit-down power bomb or a black hole slam at some point, and I'm not sure his tan boots actually match his black and orange gear. I like him a lot overall. He had a little bit of a messy choke slam, which I think he could clean up a little bit, but as a big guy, a choke slam should be your forte. If he cleans that up, I think he's going to look fantastic. That's considering he didn't just have a mistake today, and he might be great. So anything on It's Gal and Aaron Roberts at all?
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. I was just about to go the opposite here, Reed. I was just about to say I'm starting to warm up to It's Gal. Like I've heard about him before, the WWID stuff. I never really watched him, and then kind of saw him a lot during the collective weekend or work a couple times, not a lot, but a couple times. And I've watched a lot more of him than I have in the past. And I thought like he's kind of grown on me out of all the ones I've never seen in WWID. Like the ID part of it, he's one name that's kind of grown on me, and I really enjoyed the work that he's been doing. Character wise, I don't know. I at least he's trying for something. That's where I think Alec and Jordan need to find something that's going to take him to the next level. There's only so many stuff you could do as an amazing wrestler. You got to find a character, and I think they just need to find characters right now, and that's what I can appreciate. It's Gal and what he's doing.
Some are saying I like Gal before this gimmick. Interesting.
I say I didn't know.
Brand, you're not wearing your hat.
Dude, he said that. I looked up. I was like, oh my God, I just realized I wasn't wearing my hat. I don't know what I did with it. I had it in my hand.
No, take your time. It's all good. It's all good.
I'll go get it here soon.
Breakup conspiracies. Do you think it's time to talk like that, or do you think that now
I've been wanting to talk? Well, I don't know.
Let's talk.
Here's the thing. I don't want to I've said it many times in the past. I think they're better as opponents and everything, and we've kind of talked about how I would do it, or they would do it with, especially with Cole, if being the kind of like the weird outside third wheel kind of right now, even though he's the one that kind of put the two together. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what they want to do with this tag belts. If they have something for them, it's going to be something that's going to be for a while. I want to see them kind of go with it. But if it's not, I could see them somehow, like I thought Vandal 48 would be the ones that kind of be like take it off them, kind of cause some dissension between the two. And I just think with Cole being the third person there, you could go either which way, face, heel, they time up with. If it's even, there's a lot of ways they could go. I just don't know which way to go. I don't see them. No, I don't see them breaking up now. Exactly. No, right now I definitely don't. But I also see the value in it, where if they play it right and kind of build to maybe like little teases, it could be a fun breakup that could lead to a very cool story. Gal sucks and rings. Okay, all right. Now who's muted by the mute button? 1-1.
Okay, so
1-1.
TJ from Havoc, welcome. Yeah. At this point, we're 1-1. CM Monk, what's up? Welcome. Good to see you. I love the picture. Let's see. I felt like, yeah. Big Nick, what's up? Good to see you in the house tonight. Hell yeah.
Can't tell Ratty can be a part of it. Yeah, but I don't want to wait that long either. But I don't know. Like,
yeah, because I think Ratty's 2026 right now.
Sadly. Yeah. And then I don't want to just see them doing fun matchups. I want to start seeing stories being built or dissension being built somehow.
Get a little Freebird action going on here with Ratty.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I had to say about that one.
Our next match was Timothy Thatcher versus Aaron Rourke.
Timothy Thatcher, big for his size, tough, not a lot of flair. I don't think his face is exactly for WWE TV. He's missing teeth. That's supposed to be the tough thing, but on WWE TV, that doesn't look as tough as it looks a little not great. His gear is reminiscent of Terry Funk, but I think that most people might just see circus stripes, ditch the gear, start over. Honestly, I think he's a great trainer with a high amount of knowledge on the way. I think that's what we would do with Tim. I would put him in a training position and I would keep him there, because watching him wrestle, he just has a knowledge of the body that I think should be spread out to younger kids.
I don't know. Did you make a mention? He is a coach.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So, well, no, I didn't make a mention he was. It's just, I think that's where he should stay. That's where he should be. That's where I'd put him if it were my company. And, Aaron Rourke went too hard on Thatcher's fingers. He was bending him over the top rope. Then we have ass spanking. Back to the indies we go. I thought, fuck, this is WWE and we have this. Timothy Thatcher stomps off like a kid, realizing now this was a joke match. I felt like that maybe I was invested too much given that. We see enough of that on the indies, especially ass slapping. That doesn't go over as well sometimes in the WWE. You can't have ass slapping sponsored by Cheetos. It's just not something that happens. He can wrestle, but in this match, no flash or personality. And I just lost interest after we went with ass spankings, because honestly, that's just not, that's too independent for WWE personally. And I know people won't like that either. Well, guess what? Spanking ass.
Yeah, I found this one to be a weird match, especially with the ending too, knees up on the dive and quick roll up. The match didn't click for me. I like Thatcher. I got more notes on him on Bloodsport, but that's where I think he belongs and kind of excels at, like that or New Japan, somewhere like the strong style kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Next match was for the WWE ID's Women's Championship, as it is Kylie Ray going against Zara Zacher and Zeta Steele.
All right, here we go. Kylie Ray, 32, Zara, 23, Zeta, 21. I found it weird that the one in her 30s was trying to be the cute one, but that's her character. So I wasn't holding it against her. But like WWE's Bayley, slowly aging out of the character and it won't be cute anymore. Towards the end of the match, Kylie turns mean and frowns, destroying her own smiley character. That's something that either has to be leaned into storyline-wise or has to be taken away, because a 5-year-old can't fall in love with Kylie. and then watch her ripping someone else's eyes out with like a weird angry face. I thought it would be funny to have her have a shirt that wore emotions on it. So if she gets angry, she could just go under the ring and put an angry face on her shirt. It was stupid. It was late, but I don't know. That's what I have with her right now. Zara, I would like to see Zacher have a different last name. It's hard to spell and pronounce for others. Unsure if her gear fits who she's trying to portray. She is excellent in the ring, fantastic suplex, but doesn't work outside the ring. She doesn't work with the crowd. I didn't see enough of her personality. She wasn't vocal enough, and the other two opponents were highly vocal, which basically made her kind of fall to the background a little. Zeta Steele. Zeta had the most reaction, constant heel work. She works with the crowd all the time, very vocal. Zeta also has had minor gear issues. Beautiful colors and design, but the cuts have always been weird on her. You can always see her dealing with it mid-match more than most. Hopefully someone can actually help her out with that. In this match, Kylie wins. I thought Zeta would have won based on the fact that she's currently working at GCW, the biggest indie company out there. I didn't expect Kylie mainly because the WWE are trying to build future stars. In 10 years, she'll be 42. Zara 33, Zeta 31. Which one, I question, is the future? Also, which one do you feel is TV ready? I would say Zeta. Also, she's part Arab American, which would be huge for representation. So that's my case on her. Lastly, I would say all three were of similar ability and different styles. So we'd be down to the previous factors for me, like age, promos, and how they can portray themselves in the ring. That was a mouthful. What did you think on this women's championship match? Who did you think was gonna win?
I picked Kylie Ray last week, so I did get the winner that I wanted. I thought this was a good match. I thought each one of them did what they needed to do. I kind of was thinking Zeta should have got maybe a little bit more into this match character-wise. I hated seeing the Vanity Project come out. I kind of would listen. I was kind of hoping to them to stay in the back and let Zeta kind of go this one on her own. But I think all three did well. I think Zara's stepped up and improved every time we've seen her. And I think her and Zeta can kind of tell a good story of who could be like a one-on-one to go against Kylie Ray, but I don't know who Kylie Ray would go defend it. I like how they have the rule of if you win the belt that you become a WWE ID star. So I just wondered, my first thought was like, I wonder what she will do with the belt and where's she going to defend it first.
Reed Harris Cooper is the first one to not
like my scouting
report. Hey, that's okay. Hey, 42 is young in wrestling. That is a touch older. And again, WWE is looking for future stars. So this is one of those situations where, they're getting hers now. And I think she has worked really hard to get hers. We'll see what happens.
Matt with the John doing a heel turn during
I told you, I warned everybody ahead of time. I said, this is strictly what I would write to the WWE if I had a chance to sit here and really not be a nice guy, but actually look at it for what it is and what I see as improvements. And we've seen it before. Anybody that takes our words and minces it up and puts a little effort to it can generally get somewhere with it. Talk to Bear Bronson and his top 10, top 20 match that he said was because we were a little rough on him and we didn't, we discounted him basically. And he said, fuck it, we're going to do this. And then put out a top 10, top 20 match. Anything else on this one?
No, I thought it was good. I was I wanted Kylie Ray to win too, but I'll kind of follow similar to you. I was kind of shocked she did win. I thought they would go for for one of the other two, just kind of based off what you said, the age and everything. But I think Kylie's got a lot still going. Great one too. Yeah. I think she kind of fits into a lot more like a coach with Thatcher and stuff. And I think name value right now for what they have, it's kind of one of the bigger names too that they could use out there to help promote the WWE women's part of it. So I don't mind it. Like I said, I enjoyed it and I was happy that she won because I did pick her to win last week.
Let's see here. Let me look. Yeah, well, I've got everything on that. You want to go on to our main events?
All right.
Only show 2. We'll have to speed up after this. My scouting report took 3 shows worth of time.
Your heel turn.
My heel
John
turn,
Cena-
yeah.
John Cena.
Oh, I ain't done yet. I got cartwheel and cappuccino, baby.
Main event was for the WWE ID Men's Championship as Jack Cartwheel goes against tag partner Cappuccino Jones.
Okay, the first thing I'll say here, both are going to do fine in the WWE. That's all I have to say. This isn't like, I mean, first of all, the WWE actually picked these two stars here to have a finals match. They're doing fine. They each have something individually the other doesn't or couldn't have, which I thought was very enjoyable in this match. I also like the fact that Cartwheel was spinning, pinning, and winning. Something about that has a Ric Flair kind of vibe to it. Really enjoyed that. People forget also how strong Cartwheel is. It's not just agility. There wasn't as much flipping and flying out of him. I think he had a killer Moodalock, Spanish fly, and then his new move, an inverted cartwheel driver. As for Cappuccino Jones, great look. I would change his jeans with the cow patterns, partially because I almost expected it would fit well with cowboy jeans or with cowboy boots, and I know that's not what he's shooting for. I wish he had more of an aerial attack. Also, keep your knee pads up. Ask Effie about that one. Loved his macchiato driver and his finisher in this match, the decaffeinator. Jones won here. He's our champion. A lot of moves went down. They played up the tag team dynamic and the story and interactions very well. I was hoping for Cartwheel and Zeta so they could have been showcased on the largest stage in independent wrestling at GCW. But again, Cap won. I was really pulling for Jack, but I feel that anybody in that finals is going to be fine at WWE. I think they're already locked in with at least those individuals.
Yeah, same way. I was rooting for Jack too. Playing a little homerism there, having talked with him and seeing back then how much it kind of meant to him and seeing how much his growth and everything, where he wanted to lead it into and how it's leading into this. And we kind of know other opportunities he's had, and like this big time on WWID to go against one of his tag partners and best friends for the belt. They delivered a very good match. I was rooting for Cartwheel, but as you said, Cappuccino Jones, you cannot go wrong. Actually, I need to go check out more Cappuccino Jones. His style, his flair, the character, the energy that he has. They told a very good story too in ring wrestling with knowing each other's moves, and the commentary did a great job of mentioning it too, reversing each other's moves, being tag partners. And I think they did a great job of not just the flashy in-ring moves, as you said. It was more storytelling and letting it breathe and getting the fans behind both of them. And it was awesome. It was like a very good face versus face title match main event. And I'm a little disappointed, but can't say I hate Cappuccino Jones winning at all, for sure.
The last thing I wanted to mention on this show, I think it was important to see the indies just isn't about names. The names drew the crowd it got, but then GCW was the next show and you could see the place filled up. The name GCW carries with it some value and aura, and I really do wish more fans knew we existed. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I've always said before, if a tree falls on Triller, does anybody see it, know about it, or hear it? So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that was the main event. I'm done. I'm done with the WWE ID Men's Championship for today.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I think a cool takeaway from this is when they defend it, it's not only just the belt online, but a future WWID prospect showcase contract. So I think that's going to add a little bit more intrigue and excitement to some of these matches. And I can't wait to see some of the names that are being defended, the belt being defended against, and see who WWE kind of has their eyes on next as the next batch to come through.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I think we should introduce our East Coast correspondent for the night. He was live at a ton of shows. So we've been seeing him patiently waiting over there in the corner, and let's get him in here. All right. I'm going to make the switch real quick. Let's do that and that. And
almost that.
3-person chat is messed up. Let's try to switch it to that. There we go.
There we go.
By God, that's Frankie's music.
There you go. By God. There we go. All right. Yeah, TJ loves Frankie.
Yeah.
There you go, TJ.
Frankie got a pop in the chat today.
Get that where you can.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So, ooh, here we go.
All right, our next show we are covering was GCW's Hit 'Em Up, once again from the Williams Center in Rutherford, New Jersey.
Okay, the crowd looks good. Place was way fuller than the WWE ID show. I was really worried about the energy and what it was going to be, what it looked like. And then camera turned on, the place was full. I'm going to go straight to you, Frankie. How was the show? How was getting in there? What was the crowd like? Were people cool?
Oh yeah.
What was it? What was the vibe?
So the room is kind of weird because I think you might have seen it bits and pieces of it when they looked to the left or the right of the hard cam. So you had hard cam facing towards what is their little club concert stage, right? Which is where people were coming out from the Tron and whatnot. If you looked to the left from hard cam, looking from hard cam to the left was the bar, and that was kind of the little side stage. And then to the right, there was kind of a skinnier area with that wall, and there's a full-on movie theater down that staircase. So this entire show, the entire show for all 3 nights took place on the upper landing of a movie theater. So if you saw that bit where they were like, kicking, I think at the end of the show, they were kicking somebody down the staircase.
The JCW,
yeah, that was just down the aisle of the movie theater. So
looked interesting. I was wondering like that it just did look like a weird setup, but I wasn't paying that much attention.
Yeah, if you don't understand it, like the first time you're looking at it, it's strange if you don't understand. Like if you're in the room, it's like, oh, okay, I understand what this building is now. But just off the top of your head or looking at it from TV, it's kind of an odd venue. GCW crowd was very well attended. I really appreciated how full this room was, even it being just the night before a SummerSlam. I didn't recognize as many what I would call the AC or the Philly regulars as normal. It was leaning more towards that SummerSlam-y Fed crowd.
Yeah.
So you did hear some chants that you usually don't hear. There was a touch too many Twisted Dick chants for my taste. I heard that all through the fucking night. It was just the crowd was it was a crowd that I didn't expect at a GCW show, but they were fucking hot for the show, and I really appreciate how amped the crowd was throughout the night.
No, so you were talking about the fact that the energy was where it was. We were talking about the fact that there were no seats there, so the energy kind of drained as the night went on, right?
Yes, it did. It definitely did. Just because it is a hard, I don't know if it was concrete or if it was just just solid wood floor, but it definitely did not give like some of the other ballroom venues where it's a carpet floor. It's like, okay, you can deal with standing in the back for a 3-hour show, but especially on this floor, it just kind of everybody's drinking very heavily. Me included. Hi. I was also drinking.
Nice to meet you.
It was just a combination of things where it just did kind of drag towards the end, just because it was an uncomfortable floor to stand on. So I mean,
yeah. And there was only one view, and that was straight across. So the shorter folks would kind of have a little bit of a problem, maybe seeing. Yeah.
But being like right up banging the mat all night, as you do in some other venues, it definitely gives it that more intimate vibe, and I appreciate that. You do get that same kind of thing in Asbury Park as well. So
yeah, I've always loved that when fans kind of surround the ring. Something about it gives it I don't know. Something about it is animal. Like we have a fight going down, and everybody's kind of
it's 3 o'clock in the flagpole is the vibe you're looking for.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's a good way to put it. All right.
All right. Our first match was a 6-way tag team match, as it was Busta and the Brain with Teriyaki going against Gringo Loco, Cartwheel, and Cappuccino Jones.
High energy opener. What's that? Cappuccino Jones?
Use that name. No, the name Busta and the Brain. I don't know about that.
I guess I know which one's Busta.
There's too many WWE ID guys that have noun common last name combination stage names. Ice Williams, Cappuccino Jones. Toaster Oven Smith is going to be the next guy signed to WWE ID.
Toaster Oven Smith. The microwave mauler.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that's
shit
not
like
as
that.
good. That's not as good. Whatever. I'm
Stupid
lacking
joke.
sleep.
All right, moving
I'm a
on.
very fucking stupid joke. It happens. Yeah, so high energy opener, which is surprising considering 4 of the 6 had matches less than 2 hours before this. Teriyaki getting his hair back. I'm happy to see him at GCW. I feel like that's also going to give him his strength. It's like Samson. Hopefully we do see more of Cappuccino, especially since he is now a champion and we're supposed to be touting that champion throughout the indies. Highly recommended watch on this one, especially for an opener. Our winner and no, not still champions. This wasn't a championship match. Our winners here, Busta and the Brain with Teriyaki. How was this match, guys?
Perfect opener. Exactly the kind of just what the fuck action you wanted to start a show with, especially with a crowd that potentially doesn't know the product. They're just coming in off of name values like, oh, this is happening in town. This is 5 minutes away from SummerSlam, which I'm going to elsewhere. This is exactly that knock their socks off opener that you wanted for that crowd.
I like that.
I about to say, with that crowd being that hot too, I thought it was a perfect way to keep them that hot and get the energy going. Because yeah, Teriyaki fit right in with Jordan and Alec flying all over the place. And yeah, I'm the same way. I want Cappuccino Jones to be in GCW more, with or without that belt. He won me over during his last few matches on WWE ID, and Gringo Loco making the appearance too was fun. Watching him work with all those WWE ID guys mixed in as a Ring of Honor guy.
Vandal 48 then come out to attack B&B from behind. They get the upper hand and the Hardy Boys music plays. Jeff and Matt come out and both finish off the 48s. I like calling them the 48s. I don't know why. He said he sees a few people in the back he doesn't mind deleting. I kind of like that idea. He calls GCW crucial to professional wrestling, and he thanks GCW for their contributions to this industry. I felt so proud. You have
Give me
no
Hardys
idea.
versus Kogers at Homecoming.
I'm in. Give him the skewers.
Book it, Brett. Book it.
And I hope that leads to
Brett tonight. We'll be like, we got to do that. He's probably. I think that's coming.
If it's not Homecoming, New Year's or Fight Club.
I'm thinking it's got to be Homecoming too. Like, and I'm hoping it kind of sets up Vandal 48 with Jordan and Price. I popped when I saw them come out and attack them. I said that's that's the team I've been thinking that should be going against Jordan and Alec at this point with the tag belts, and I was happy to see that. And then yeah, Matt and Jeff kind of coming out, getting a nice pop and reaction from the crowd. What I took away from that whole thing, I just watched Alec listening to Jeff and Matt talk. I think this weekend, this Japan trip, this ID showcase being noticed, like I think this has lit a fuse and like lit a fire in Alec that we're going to see him at the top of his game and like he's never been before, because him just even sitting there and just receiving the message from the Hardys, like to me, I just felt like he just sitting there and soaked it in. And just like, to me, it just seemed like, holy shit, these are all my dreams I've been asking for. And it's right here in front of me. And he's like right there in his grasp. And it's going to be fun watching Jordan and Alec coming out of this Japan trip as well with the tag belts.
Vanda 48 David on the app. They won them, and Christian Napier made a tweet that the Hardys put a target on their back.
So it's coming. It's just a matter of time at this point.
Lucky,
I think that's going to be one of the next Homecoming
Lucky Vandal
pop-ups.
Lucky Vandals.
But is it going to be Otis and Christian, or is it going to be Well, I guess
I don't think Atticus has a match. If he he would be the one to, if he gets booked in a singles match.
It would be Atticus.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put Christian in this one just because he's a little younger.
Same.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if Atticus is booked in some other bigger match, I think he had was something else for him, or was I thinking of some other show?
There is like a Vandal 48 match on one of the nights against Joey.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
If Atticus was booked in something like be it a title match or something, and it left, Christian and Otis to go on as Vandal 48 rather than the Kogar brothers, so be it. I mean, obviously you would want, Atticus and Otis would be the pairing you would want, but there's only so many moving pieces you can fit into a show like that. So
yeah, Yeah, I'm excited. I do hope it leads into the Hardys actually wrestling, especially we get Jeff in this time. Now that Jeff seems to be a lot healthier than when the last time we saw Matt, we were asking for Jeff, and Jeff wasn't really wrestling at that time. Now that Jeff is seeming to be wrestling, I kind of definitely want to see the the Hardys. I mean, imagine the Hardys against Young, Dumb, and Price too. Like this as a kind of a little passing the torch kind of moment would be awesome. The next match was for the JCW World Championship, as it was Masha Slamovich against Gary J.
Interestingly enough, this was a rematch from November 15th at Gateway to Death 2 in Sauget, Illinois. Anybody want to take a guess on who won?
Masha.
Our winner and still the JCW World Champion, Masha Slamovich. I believe this was her 46th title defense. So she's coming up on her 50th title defense. See what happens.
Do we have to waste any more time on how we feel about JCW matches on mainline GCW cards? It's like, you know, we know that there's a storyline going in JCW that, you know, this whole Foxcatcher thing. And the belt's good enough to defend on GCW to fill a slot for a match card. But JCW isn't good enough to run a fucking promo between the matches? To just run 30 seconds of the Foxcatcher? Like, come on. Like, it's such a fucking low-hanging fruit. Just do it. Like, is there not enough dead air to fill between some of these matches that you can't run a 30-second promo instead of sticking the calendar up there yet again?
If you're gonna make a point of putting the JCW belt on the show, you might as well make a point of getting the story behind it.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. If the JCW belt is good enough to defend on GCW, it's good enough to run the 30-second promo. Or you have both, or you have neither. Like, I'm done.
I agree.
I'm done. That's the last time I'm gonna fucking bring this up, because I know everybody in chat is tired of me hearing, you know, going on about this shit too.
No, this gets at you. What it is it's very common sense to you, and you're saying, I get it. I get it. Any other thoughts on this one?
No, I didn't even.
It was a JCW title match. TM.
Yeah. It's too predictable. The booking is just...
here's how much I cared about the match, is that I'm arguing more about the booking and the politics of the match itself rather than the match.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying the same thing with Masha. I only complain about booking because that's a generational talent who's showing up to work every single fucking show. So this Foxcatcher thing, hopefully it goes somewhere.
We're checking out of it because it's like the whole thing. It's like
it's predictable.
It's Flair in red trunks. It's Effie not coming out with a smile. You know the result already.
Yeah.
Flair in red trunks.
Flair in red trunks, dude. You had to pull that
popped me. That's a good one.
Like, I'm not wrong.
Oh, I like that a lot. No, yeah, I agree with you. I didn't even write notes. This was a match, and I was more looking forward to High Noon. I knew what was going to happen to this match, so I didn't really pay attention. And Gary J, that's not a knock on Gary J. I was more looking forward to see Gary J go against Tremont the next night too. Anyway,
yeah,
nice. Juggalo said, by the way, Lunacy will be doing a live episode next Tuesday. So is that going to interfere with Game Changer World? No, we go on and we do our thing. That's how we do. We are Tuesday nights. And we've been that for years so far. So we're doing all right. If we change to a different night, it would only be out of pure necessity. And, outside of that, though, so far, we've been very fortunate for 3 straight years to put out at least one weekly show, and it generally comes out on Tuesdays.
Our next match was the trios match, as it was Matt Cardona teaming with Smart Mark Sterling and Tommy Invincible going against Shotzi Blackheart teaming with Deanna Perrazzo and Matt Tremont.
Yeah, that was wild. Deanna was a nice surprise. She brought the wrestling this time. I'll give her credit for that. So was Tremont. He was bringing the wrestling in a different way. I'll give him that much. This was just a fun or funny match. I don't know a better way to put it. It was Cardona, Sterling, and Invincible on a team. Of course, they won. It was a comedy match. What do you guys think?
My hope of hopes was that the Hardys were going to slip into those 2 question mark slots on Shotzi's team, but that was always going to be a long shot. It was a weird kind of does anybody else feel like Cardona's falling into the Cody bubble? effect a little bit, like how AEW used to have the Cody bubble. Like,
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't changed in years, even though he's changing jackets and hats. And unfortunately, it's unfortunate.
like
Just
it
is
was
what
like
it
it
is.
was fine. Like it was a fun match, but like it's falling into the same traps that like Cody's standalone. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
mic drop.
Was it
Matt,
was it
Matt
worth
had it right
was
there.
it worth
Mic
the
drop.
money? Was it worth the money? I don't know, because fans, I mean, like I said, we're hearing from fans. I hear from fans daily, guys.
This guy,
maybe
like literally, Matt was the bartender for this show, and if he tells you that match, you know, was a good seller, like something like.
I think they're just reaching. This is the Cardona's. Yeah, same. I don't know why. Just all of a sudden, just really irritating me. It's getting irritating just seeing the same shit from Cardona. Like I don't mind it. I thought maybe during the whole Jimmy Lloyd thing, if he was coming back afterwards, go face, try to do a face turn somehow, some way. But this heel shtick and the same old bullshit and just different names and stuff. Like for me, it's gotten out of hand. Like this match was the example. Like why?
It works
why
when you do the same gimmick. You know, if you're going to do the same gimmick and you're going to hit all of these little, you know, these little BC towns and, you know, they're small indie shows that he'll only visit once a year, you know, twice a year tops. It makes sense to do the gimmick that brought you to the dance. But if you're going to be a regular on a show like GCW, where people understand the long-term booking and understand how the feuds have progressed over time, it is just kind of like the same thing. It's very stagnant.
For me, it was funny. Yeah, where was it? Great one here. For me, the big note I took was the funny thing at the beginning of the match was Tommy Invincible doing the pose the wrong way, like
yeah, you're showing him where hard cam was.
But like, and then I love Veda's like, hey, he's getting the Invincible back, but like Cardona calling him out. But then like even when Shotzi came out and he started hand clapping, and then like Smart Mark had to pull him back to his side. He's like, hey, you're on our team, dumbass. And then when Deanna came out, he's like, oh shit, like yeah, let's go. Like he was like, I don't know. I love Tommy Invincible if he's gonna play that kind of character. Smart Mark.
Is
Sterling
he playing or is he still figuring out wrestling?
Nah, he's having fun, man. I think that's his character.
I hope so.
I think this is the dumb Cardona, Smart Mark, Sterling kind of shit. Like, I don't know if you saw the video like that Cardona had posted of the lawyer or of the judge and kind of reviewing the case on Shotzi and them trying to bring it up. Did you see that video or no?
I saw a clip of it, but when I was looking at it on Twitter, my Twitter refreshed and I didn't get to see all of it, but I definitely saw a screen cap of that video you're talking about.
This is where I think like Cardona and Smart Mark, you're just like, they're grown adults living their lives, making money off wrestling. And then this is their chance to kind of like have fun with it. Like that's an old video of like this judge yelling at an old guy, like trying to talk to him. And like they dubbed over that whole video. Yeah. And it was perfectly done. But I think like Tommy Invincible, the way he was acting kind of just fit into that whole dumb heel shtick to kind of comedy gimmick that Cardona kind of likes in wrestling that he always does, especially when he even makes fun of himself with the little characters and stuff.
I just think this match wasn't worth the money spent. All those names, Shotzi, Blackheart, Cardona, and yeah, I just don't feel it could have. I think if you're going to bring Cardona in, have a storyline. Don't just have him in a 6-way match standing on the fucking sideline while Mark Sterling is trying to wrestle Deonna Purrazzo. That would have wasted the money. What was Sterling even there for?
Like he's in the ring.
Was he really there for at all?
Cardona is in the ring with all his friends. That's all.
Yeah, that was bullshit. It sucked.
Yeah, I didn't like that match either. I thought the teaming was weird, and that's what kind of threw it off for me. But same thing, unless it leads
that was very much a central casting mystery team opponent.
Yeah,
it was very much who's in the back and doesn't have a match right now. Like,
right? Call Alec back out again. All right, our next match was the one called Manders versus Steve Macklin.
All right, here. Hard-hitting affair. I love seeing Manders in black and gold. He looks like a champion. Plain and simple, our winner here, one called Manders. There's no blood. There's no, weapons. There's no storyline. That was it.
it was good. It was just good Haas shit for what 10 minutes or so. Like it was,
Yeah.
That was a perfect like old school match that just kind of reset the crowd after the the wackiness of the Cardona and Shotzi thing. Macklin, I'm surprised how well he slips in to GCW as a whole. I thought he was gonna not be stilted, but I didn't think he was gonna gel as well as he did. We could use him because we like we've talked about this before, how we just don't have enough faces in the company right now.
So I kind of wrote that. I wrote Macklin. He said he found a home in GCW, and if he found a home, I'm welcoming him in right now.
I'm not complaining.
I feel the same way with you though. Like I feel like back Macklin, like a year or two ago, I didn't get like any character, nothing. He was a good wrestler. I kind of just felt like a little like Jake something without the something,
Sure.
But now I think he's kind of found like a little character, a little more personality to his wrestling. I've kind of found to enjoy him, especially in hard hitting matchups like this, and it fits his style more perfect going against Manders. And I'm the same way. If he gels right in now, and I hope it stays with it. And I think we have a lot of good matchups for him if he does want to work in GCW.
I'm the opposite. I don't get excited over him. He lacks personality. Flat out. GCW needs personality. We have 4 or 5 Timothy Thatchers all trying to tell us how badass they are. He might come in and do some great stuff. That's fine. But if he don't show personality, he's out on his ass. Everybody can do those.
Well, okay. Hold that thought, because that's going to come back around in the main. Hold that thought. And
okay.
we already talked about that a little bit on Friday night. So
our next match was Billy Starks versus Atticus Kogar.
Good match. Fun seeing Billy come back and have to face Atticus. Interesting choice. I'll take it. The finish here, Joey Jella came out and interfered. Looks like we're going to have a little storyline there. Our winner, Billy Starks, plain and simple. Thoughts on that setup?
Billy in a crimson mask is not something I was expecting on a SummerSlam blow-off. Hey, like a little tag-along collective show. Like, every time I saw the skewers come out, I was half expecting for her to dodge, or for somebody to come in, or for somebody's music to hit. No, Billy just ate those fucking skewers. And just seeing her with a bloody face with the skewer pigtails, I was sports entertained.
Yeah, I did not expect the match to go that way. Does he have like new skewers or something? It seems like these skewers are going like deeper into the skulls of like Effie and
I
Billy.
think it's just a different brand or whatever he got this week. Like,
man, they were like, especially the one with Effie, it was like pulling out of his head. But this match, I want to say like thank you to both online on their social media for pushing the story out and like kind of why like this match is kind of a little has importance and people are talking about it. Not a lot of people are doing it, even for something simple like that. To me, it got me motivated. Like, oh yeah, like that kind of makes sense why Atticus really wants to tear into Billy more now than he did before, and Billy wanted to get payback on Atticus for before. And yeah, I just like this. That's what I want is the storytelling. And this match was a lot bloodier. Like as I was saying, did not expect it to go that way, but bravo to both. And Billy getting bloodied was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading all the notes here too. All right. Our next matchup was the UltraViolet tag team, as it was the Rejects going against Drew Parker and Emerson Jane.
We had darts, and it took no time for me to see how many first GCW fans we had in the crowd. All you have to see is look at their faces and their reactions. Yeah, you could see, and Frankie could tell you real quick.
Oh yeah, it's the difference of the people going and the people going. It's literally the difference of people saying "fuck yeah, darts" versus "oh, those darts." Like,
oh my god, Scarlett Donovan with a stunner out of nowhere. That was very surprising. Really popped the crowd. Emerson Jane with 3 darts in her face. She's a tough one. Our winner here, Drew Parker and Emerson Jane. Thoughts?
perfect. It did what it needed to do. It was just a good smash and bash, hardcore / death match. The dart spot is always sickening, which is exactly what you wanted to do. It was just, yeah, Matt had to explain why. Yeah. Matt, I want to hear your exact explanation and what you needed to explain. If it was the darts through Emerson's mouth, I can understand that. But like, it's all you never have a bad time watching Reed and John do the thing. Like, it's always fun.
Also here, I wanted to put that big note on this match. Atticus had a spiral on his gear, and he said, "It's not a loop. Time is a spiral."
What's that mean? Am I dumb here?
What he's saying is, generally when time spirals, that means that situations search situations in your life may come up again until you deal with it, kind of thing. So what he's saying is parts of his history where maybe he didn't like how they went, his opportunities for matches are spiraling back around again to where he has a chance to meet him.
But it's not the same thing happening. It's just similar things happening.
Yes.
Feels like how he said he's rewriting his own the history, or like kind of rewriting how it should have been done. I got it. I wrote this match was the violence was awesome. Parker and Jane as a team is something I could definitely get behind in GCW. Jane's with the mouthful of darts spot was insane, and yeah, it seemed like the crowd enjoyed the ultra violence. And I was expecting it to get that crazy, as you said, Frank. The crowd being up against the ring like all night. That's sort of something
I was unprepared for how bloody and how deathmatch heavy this show was going to be. Because I didn't bring my deathmatch gear with me. Usually, I always have a pair of safety goggles in my bag. And I'm like, it's a show behind like SummerSlam. What's it gonna be? We're gonna get a door. We're gonna get a table or something. Some chairs. I was not expecting glass and full on tubes. Like I literally had to throw my arm up like old school. Like oh my god. Like
when I saw the crowd up that close, I was shocked. With the glass,
and like
and
I've been in the 4th row of Homecoming and TOS, and I've gotten hit with glass. So safety goggles are very much needed. So like PSA to the crowd: if you're ever going to a GCW show, stop at Home Depot or Harbor Freight on the way and grab a pair of safety glasses. I am not joking. That is
or sunglasses. Well, no, not sunglasses. I'll tell you why. It can chip the coating on the outside.
Oh yeah.
And you can actually accidentally see like a white line where the sun is coming through the lens.
Go to the dollar store, go to Harbor Freight, get a pair of safety goggles. You're going to look stupid. Get the low profile ones. I wear them at shows all the time. I'd rather look stupid and be able to see after the show than, be cool and not have any safety gear on. And honestly, I think wearing big ass science, like ski mask goggles and a bandana in the show does something for the TV product, because like, the show is so dangerous. People are standing there in full safety gear. Like that says something.
Yep.
That says something that you don't get in there or whatever.
Yeah, I remember making a Twitter post going, "Holy shit, the fans are right up against the ring and they're about to start swinging tubes."
And there was not a very strong death match, back the fuck off announcement that you sometimes get with like, where Emma will say, "Hey, if the shit's coming towards you, back off." But I know you sickos won't. But I could have missed it, but I don't think I heard it this time.
Couldn't tell you. So that usually doesn't always make the air, that announcement. So
it's usually it's usually when they still have the camera up and commentary is quiet, but they still have the camera on the ring and they just hear the crowd noise. That's usually when you hear that announcement. So. Oh, whatever.
All right. Our next match was for the GCW World Championship as Effie defends it against Crowbar.
Effie didn't have his knee pads all the way up. And then he also didn't take his jacket off and decided to execute a tope between the 2nd and 3rd ropes. His jacket partially caught, slowing his momentum, which means that when he went outside of the ring on his dive, instead of going to Crowbar where Crowbar can catch him, because he got caught on the ropes, he fell flat and short. But what happened was Effie didn't have his knee pads on and landed on his knees. His left knee is not too hot. I think it's one of those day-by-day situations. I asked him how he's doing. Without quoting him, it was very similar to that. Day by day, we'll see kind of thing. So
thankfully we have the week off. So I mean, GCW has the week off.
Yes.
I don't know Effie's schedule personally, but
yeah. Oh, he's gonna need it. He's pretty banged up from what I'm hearing from him. Nice seeing Crowbar. If only to say that we've seen Crowbar. So he's done a lot of wonderful things for other wrestlers. I do want to say that behind the scenes. I believe he's the one that also helped Janela find the proper doctor to help him with his arm. So,
and Janela, he also did Janela's knee rehab when he screwed his knee up way back when.
Yeah.
So that's why
he's doing good things.
So that's why if you type Janela versus Crowbar, there's about 7 matches that pop up. It's just because it's one of those things. So
yeah.
I wrote, if he appeared to hurt his knee early in the match here, hope he's okay. Crowbar, I thought looked excellent and in good shape. Veda made a great job on commentary, bringing up, as you guys were saying, all the great things he does with the wrestlers. I think that's helped him stay in good shape. And for me, I thought this match was actually better than I was expecting from Crowbar and Effie. Kind of like it went a little bit extreme, and with the Crowbar and with the guardrail was insane for me. And yeah, I kind of really have notes on everything after this.
Well, the next thing I was going to talk about here was that after this match, JCW invaded, like the entire locker room came out. This wasn't 5, 6, 7, 8 people, the whole thing. Eventually Brett comes out and everyone gets free tickets to the JCW show Powder Keg. I felt that was a fantastic foot forward. Also, he said, listen, this is our house. I feel we need to protect it. So I want to say that I think the way he explained the whole situation was fantastic also. And it stayed on brand, so to speak, with the fact that, hey, this is a struggle. We need you guys here. Please don't walk out. We don't need GCW Army to walk off. We need you here tonight for Powder Keg. I think it was extremely well done on the fly. And who's going to complain about a free show outside of being extremely, difficult to be on your feet for 6 hours?
Oh, we were all hurting by the end of that show, by the end of Powder Keg.
Yeah.
So I thought the brawl for the aftermath was cool to set up the Powder Keg, and Brett let it loose on the mic. Makes me wonder, are we going to see more of it moving forward? What is everyone's thoughts on Brett as a possible on-screen character? When
he wants to, he can do it.
Yeah, he can do it. Absolutely. Yeah. He's been doing it on JCW as being, the heel commentator / heel owner. It's been working great on Lunacy. So,
but would you want to see it here in GCW?
He does it from time to time, as an extra hand commentator. So, I mean, I would consider that being an on-screen, personality, and he's alluded to enough from, people in the ring or from commentary saying oh, well, Brett just said this about this, or Brett just, told us, this match will be doing this instead of this, that it's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's just not normal enough that we think of that this is a novelty. It just doesn't happen that often.
Well, go ahead, John. No, go.
I'm a Paul Heyman fan. I think Brett should come out before every show and make a rallying cry to the fans, bring out Emil, hype them for the last 3 minutes, show goes live. That's it. A personal thank you for coming out from Brett Lauderdale. We have a great show for you, yada, yada. I can't shake all your hands, but I can see all your faces right now. What's important to everybody back there is who's out here tonight. We want this night to be special for you, and we want this night to be special for them in the back. We need you to really realize that you were at a live GCW show. You've worked hard to have some money to come out here. We want to tell you thank you. We want to show you how much we appreciate you. You throw the energy at our boys back there tonight, and we're going to throw it back to you. It's going to come across TV, and you might have something historic happen. You never know. So just, thank you so much again for coming out. Yeah, I just pulled that off the top of my head. He can do something.
Did you just quote the dance? That's what...
Wouldn't that be funny if that was something around the lines of knock on wood, people pay $20.
I swear half of that was from This Is the Dance.
It's a general thank you with a little,
but
hoorah in the...
I think Emil does enough of that already when he
Yeah.
comes out pre-show. So I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary because even like, I mean, Atlantic City, it's like everybody knows everybody in Atlantic City. We all know what we're there for, type stuff. So like, I don't see it as necessary as you're making it out to be.
It's not necessary as much as if there was a storyline that was back on the us versus them thing. Like if Revolver came up out of nowhere and started really becoming some type of a, and we ended up with a tit for tat back and forth, I could see where he could do that. Otherwise, there's not a real good reason. Only to come out and maybe say hi or thank you.
If you want a real, where do my allegiances lie type storyline, you run GCW Revolver. That's the real who's on whose side type shit.
I still think it's House of Glory because the locker rooms are so peppered with each other. I feel that would be a good one.
That's what I'm saying with Revolver.
I think both. Yeah.
You watch Revolver. It's literally mirror universe GCW.
Brett versus Sammy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Crowbar actually has a physical therapy clinic.
Yeah.
I don't know how many knew that. I just actually got a message here that just said something about that. And Crowbar is working with Allie on a rehab.
Oh, nice.
See, if I were to bring Brett back as a on-screen character, this is where I think Cardona, that's where he would need to kind of use it as a foil. Like,
I could see that. If you bring Brett on as on-screen, I can see Cardona coming back. But without that, it's just the stagnation of the deathmatch authority gimmick they were running with for a second there. So yeah.
But does Brett want to? No. Just get to the point. Does he want to? No, not whatsoever. Unless necessary. No reason. Perfect. Lo-fi. Welcome. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, that's literally the point I was making. It's like, where do these allegiances lie when half the locker rooms are on both shows? So
all right, and then our main event of GCW's Hit 'Em Up was Bear Bronson teaming with Slade, going against the team of Dr. Redacted and Dr. Danger.
For the sake of time, watch it. Hands down, amazing match. Our winner, Bear Bronson and Slade. And commentary, this is the real note. Commentary alludes to a Bear and Slade tag team. Thoughts?
Do it. Slade was smiling. Slade has something to play off when it's Slade and Bear. Like Slade looks and like feels like a different character and a different gimmick when he's with Bear, because otherwise he's just, mean mugging, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you deathmatch guy. Like he's the Timothy Thatcher of deathmatch, because he's just, the no reaction, I'm just gonna do the thing, but for deathmatch rather than, a shoot style type thing. But with Bear, you could see that personality come out a little bit more. And I think that this match was also a confirmation for Bear that it's not a fluke. When he came out Slade versus Bear, that was a great death match. But it was all like, it was a good match on its own, but you don't know if it's like, oh yeah, absolutely. It's cool. Yes. It was a good one-off match. But this cements it as it was not a one-off thing. He can actually go like that every time.
Oh, absolutely. So this is another situation where you have what would be considered kind of an incomplete singles who gets the other half, and for some reason they just gel and it brings out the personality. Bear's bringing out Slade's personality and vice versa. As far as I see, a great working relationship there at minimum in ring.
Yeah, I'm all for running that back again as a tag team, because you said, Slade, I wrote this kind of, I wrote later on a little bit more of Slade of Bloodsport, but Slade seems like a different wrestler, like a different, like he's enjoying it, but he's not like enjoying it through his character where he's totally breaking character. Like,
see the actor
style,
not the character enjoying it.
Yeah, like his smile and like how disturbing it is. Like he's enjoying this, but he's also doing way better work, I think, just all around in everything he's been doing. And Bears versus Slade would be awesome as a tag team.
He works better. Chaos. I think the combination of Bear and Slade as Cap stablemates works 10 times better than Mason and Slade as as supervillain and Mook.
Yep. Paid gun and hired assassin.
So
Yeah, I liked it. I definitely enjoyed it. Redacted and Danger taking up the scrubs. I thought
I feel terrible because we didn't even mention Doc and Mr. Danger on we're talking about this, because this was such a Bear and Slade heavy match for me in my brain. But of course, like Dr. Redacted, he does such good shit every time. It was I can't say enough good things about it. And if I go on, I'm just going to be repeating myself 1,000 times. So I'm gonna stop.
I'll say something about Mr. Danger I don't think I've ever said before. I've had enough time to watch him in Deathmatch to say that maybe he needs to be put in more of a Matthew Justice kind of place, where he's more of the high flyer death matcher, but maybe keep him away from the glass and cutting, because I've seen multiple times where he shies away, and that's something that a death matcher can't do. So I think maybe he would be better served not trying to go that route, and maybe be our high flyer that always shows up on Twitter clips for the next 40. He's our viral guy.
The high flyer garbage, trash pile hardcore rather than the glass hardcore.
I mean, if we're going to have somebody that has the nuts to go up high like that and has the body to absorb it without it really breaking them, then I think maybe that's where Danger's at. Yeah, he should be our 4-day viral.
Well, going back to the tag team of like Danger picking up the scrubs, a great one here. Like I was kind of having this thought seeing back to the rejects and Drew and Emerson Drain. I wouldn't mind. I know we've talked about this before, but like the thought of like ultraviolet tag titles seems kind of nice. Like with these tag teams we're seeing, Bear and Slade, the rejects, Emerson and Jane. Like there's a lot of tag teams out there that could do some fun stuff in a tag team ultraviolet setting. And I think Mr. Danger and Dr. Redacted, like they just are just chaotic. Like you've used, Frankie, I forgot what you used, like Dr. Redacted, you called him like something chaos, like it was like a Magic the Gathering term, like something chaos in front of it. No,
either play a planar chaos or something like
it was like something off the cards. I forgot what it, like, I don't know, but like the chaos that they both just kind of go and just cause throughout the scene, as someone who was there for this ultraviolet one for them as a tag team, like you can just see the crowd just energy wise are just totally into everything that they're doing. And Doc with his the blue mist coming out to Danger, like he's doing stuff that the crowd's like drawing attention to him, and it's so cool seeing Doc and Danger kind of gelling together as a tag team.
I'm with Matt. Tag team death matches are really fun, and we don't see them that often. They're a little chaotic, but yeah, you do an around the arena kind of brawl with a 2-on-2. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck on that. What was I talking about with Magic?
You said like we were talking with Mr. Danger, or not Mr. Danger, Dr. Redacted, and you had a name, like it's like something they say in Magic the Gathering, one of the chaotic something, maybe it was chaotic something.
Maybe. I'd have to go back and watch it.
I enjoyed the name you said. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But
I'd have to watch it again.
Both of them just bring it was fun to watch, especially in this one. All right, and that will be it for GCW's Hit 'Em Up. Our next show is JCW Powder Keg. Are we just going right through this, or are we just taking any breaks?
I can do this right here. I could do this right here, and we do a 3-minute break, because I mean, Powder Keg is just a couple bullet points. I didn't get too hard into it. A couple points I have. It took a while for the show to start, so I ended up learning the lyrics to the Boom Bang Pow song, which is kind of catchy. You guys hear it at all? Like with a bang, with a boom.
I was live in person, so no, I did not hear the broadcast on this.
Holy fuck! I hope you liked it. It was 30 times in a row or so they played the song.
Chaotic neutral, right? That's a right D&D thing. Yeah.
There we go. D&D,
chaotic neutral. I live my life by that. I think that's the greatest character to play, is chaotic neutral. Chaotic good sucks. That's another conversation for another time. What's up, B?
Sorry, great one. Just had a good point. Going back to, I'll start. We'll go back to it later.
I was actually going to bring that up. About that, so we might as well just hit this now, really quick. Then
take a little detour of tag belts from Young Dumb and Price to Ultraviolence.
That's an interesting. That's an interesting 3-month angle to take to like hold the tag team titles hostage in deathmatch territory.
Try it out. Why not?
Like literally, you would have Emerson and Drew, Baron Slade. You would have
Rejects.
You would have Danger and Redacted potentially. You would have Vandal. You would have who else? I mean, you could throw together a couple more tag teams in that.
That's like 6 regular ones already, right?
In that vein. Macisos? Like, I mean,
there we go. That's what I was just about to say. Like, it reminds me of like when Macisos had the tag titles and they were kind of doing.
I mean, if you want to go a little bit lighter,
bit.
You run it over to the East Coast and you throw the Stoner Brothers at it one time. Like,
East Coast?
I'm West Coast. Sorry.
Oh,
West
okay,
Coast.
I was about to say that. I like to see Stoner Brothers on the East Coast for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of play you could get out of that holding
the
tag team belts hostage in deathmatch territory for a little bit.
Yeah, I like that idea. That was a great one. Great one there. Great one.
Next year we had Janela demanding Drake Younger, not Mr. 50s. Drake came out old school. The Psycho Shooter, Drake Younger. That's a welcome sight to people who understand wrestling history and know exactly who that was back in the day, before anything going on. Back in the day, the Psycho Shooter. So I thought that was cool. Janela kind of had something to say after the match that he thought was kind of nice. He basically, in a roundabout way, just said, look, I'm going to let Drake talk. He has become a changed man and he's trying to do good things with his life. And Drake primarily said around the same thing. He was very thankful. He's tried to change things. I'm not going to put too much judgment on it. I'm a type that I'm all about second chances and stuff. I was raised that way. So I don't hold anybody to anything because number one, who am I to judge? And number two, nobody owes me anything, including an apology. How dare I demand anything of anybody else, and vice versa. But that's me. Yeah. What were your thoughts on the whole Drake situation?
It's such a minefield because, like, as a public person now, I got to say, like, oh, I enjoyed a Drake match, but I mean, I'm going to separate art from artist and say it was a fun match. Oh, you're muted, John.
I was just saying right there, Drake's had chances. That was actually something I've seen in some private messages too, just come in.
So, I mean, like, but art from artist, it was a fun match. I'm not gonna say that, whatever about Drake, but I was there enjoying wrestling and I enjoyed a wrestling match. So
exactly. It doesn't have to be that deep. It doesn't have to be that deep.
I mean, like, I gotta think of how many little shithole indie shows have I been to where the champion was some asshole that nobody knew about because it was so small time and it was before Twitter that, like, oh, I really enjoyed that guy. I'm not saying that has actually happened, but think of the law of averages. How many shithole indie shows has anybody listening to the show right now been to where you don't know the backstage politics and you don't
oh man, you don't know how many have a record. You don't know how many have done things that you don't know shit about. You don't know the wrestlers. That's the dead honest of it all. You don't know how many felonies are back there. You don't know how many people have stolen anything. Like, you don't know any of that. Just like you don't know half the people that are one block over from where you live,
So,
yeah. Sorry, I'll stop myself there.
No,
we don't know. We don't know. And I mean, a lot of the people who are wrestlers are there because they don't want to hold a full-time job doing 9 to 5. They want to pursue their art and do this. So wrestling from day one has taken all types. And that's no lie. That's a cold, hard fact. Okay, well, on to that after that. Anyway. I'll go ahead and go on to the next part here. Murdoch is on fire. We'll just kind of take this really quick, but basically what had happened here was they had put Murdoch on the top rope. Mickey Knuckles went ahead and, put lighter fluid or vodka, I don't know which one, on the table. She poured a decent amount, and when Murdoch hit, the alcohol that had not burnt yet, but was laying on the ground and partially on the table, had splashed up. People who follow Murdoch online or whatnot can see that he got burnt pretty bad there. There's a fair amount of considerable pain. That next day, he was holed up in a Best Western with first-degree burns at minimum all over his body. yeah, we could talk about that, but I don't know. But overall,
Breaking news.
no, overall, these are performers that agreed to do something together, and Pondo is correct at the end of this show. He said sometimes shit happens. We don't always do smart things. Sometimes shit happens. This was it right here. The alternative is we just, put alcohol on the table and it goes out like 50% of the time does on our fire spots, lights it and then, it just went out. Or it goes out before the person hits it.
Or we complain about how long it takes
like
to light up.
Usually the sweet spot is that the table goes out as the guy's going through it. That's like the absolute perfect sweet spot for that. They put just enough on that, or maybe it's their shirt catches a little bit. And it's like, one stomp, two stomp outs and they're good, and that's like as far as it should go. But I love that heels Murdoch sold it off. Like, I don't fuck Boston. I don't want to go to Boston.
I love that too. I watched the whole show. I don't know. Like I felt like it was a little bit more fun going into the Powder Keg show, and I just feel like the Powder Keg show to me didn't live up until the end. Obviously I love the end.
It suffered from it suffered from its time slot. It absolutely suffered from its time slot.
Yeah, and I think for me, after watching so much wrestling, and then I see like, no offense, like cocaine and like some
they did
the zombies.
So we're gonna call this what? It was like 5 hours on the two shows combined.
At least, yeah.
We'll call it 5 hours on the two shows combined, right?
Yeah.
If you trimmed GCW by 2 matches, and then a super short intermission to change the ring canvas, and then you do 2 or 3 JCW matches, and then you did the 6-man in the middle, and you did it as one long show, and this was the Showcase Showdown instead of Detroit, I think that show would have gone off better than it being 2 separately ticketed shows where they actually had to clear the room between the both shows. And it didn't even make sense to clear the room before both shows because literally everybody who was at JCW was granted a ticket to JCW.
Yeah. Like, so, I felt like there's a little let down, like not necessarily because of the crowd, but just the talent that I was seeing. Like, it was nice seeing like Willie Mack again. I think it was Willie Mack wrestled. Willie Mack and Conley was like the one that stood out to me that match, and the tag match, Joey's and Drake match. I think I had higher expectations going into that. I've never been like a big Drake Younger fan. I never watched a lot of his stuff back then, so I think maybe I had a little bit more expectations going into this one. It just felt like it was a normal Joey Extreme match. I got a little violent with the barbed wire, but not too crazy. And yeah, the ending of that JCW show was kind of crazy. Got me back into the feud and everything. But throughout the whole show, though, I was left disappointed until the end.
Here's the absolute worst thought I had coming out of that Powder Keg show when Murdoch was set on fire was that thank God the ring canvas said JCW instead of GCW.
Yeah.
Because when that clip's gonna go viral like it already did, there was not a single lick of anybody saying like, oh, well, this is another GCW show where somebody got fired. Like when Joey kicked somebody in LA and he set his whole leg on fire by accident. Like that was like, oh, hey, look, GCW being stupid again. And it's okay, now it was a GCW canvas. And the only people that know, oh no, this was a JCW show at a GCW show are people smart enough to know to not go the herder stupid indie wrestling on fire, type quotes. So
yeah. Wild. Are we having fun yet? Oh, Brant, did you see my message? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that now. I got to go to 2 different things here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, hit the invite and then send it through Facebook Messenger. And yeah, it's just I'm not on my regular computer, so because of that I'm not able to access my Facebook.
I gotcha.
Yeah, you're gonna send it over to him?
Yep. I just had to do that so I can now get it on my phone.
Thank you, sir. We have a guest that'll be stopping in here in a couple minutes. He wanted to come on for 5 or 10 and just BS. Yeah. So he'll be stopping on for a couple minutes here, or at least he should be. Should we take that 3-minute break real quick and see if maybe our guy slides in while we're taking our 3 minutes?
I could use an exploding cookie right about now.
All right. So
throw those cookies in the chat.
Are you good for a cookie? Yeah, cookies up, guys.
Cookies up
All
in the
right.
chat.
Thank you.
And then
Dee.
what we got 3 after.
Yeah, and it's gonna go
Bloodsport,
a lot quicker.
High Noon, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna go a lot quicker. We have to speed up. B needs to get rolling here at a certain time anyway. So yeah, we got
we're
this.
good.
Okay, I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. It's cookie time, baby.
Cookie time.
All right. Well, I guess we're back. The thing just decided it was going to do its thing. Well, Stephen A is with us. He wanted to join us for a while. GCW Patreon. People know exactly who he is. How you doing tonight, Stephen?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
How you doing today is maybe what I should say.
Yeah. No, we're doing good. Back from vacation. I don't know. I'm writing a college paper. I had you on in the background. Yeah.
Let's talk, man. I know you wanted to come on for a couple minutes. You usually set us straight. You're the hammer. What you got?
I don't know, man. I was listening to the thing about Drake, right? And okay, so one thing, I'm gonna let you, dude, John, you've got to reel me in. You know all my thoughts, so just kind of reel me in and keep me on track here as I say this. But like, I just kind of, I'm always obsessed with like the fan perception of wrestling, right? So one thing that me and John were talking about the other day is that, one of the things that makes GCW different from whatever company, Revolver or whatever, or even like TNA or like, Dynamite or something, is that GCW at some point, we can probably find the moment they do what is best for business, right? They don't run feuds because it's what some marks think will be cool. They don't give in to what wrestler, that fire spot happened on a JCW show because that stuff happens less and less and less on Brett's watch, right? As time goes on, you learn, you realize, hey, don't do this. On the podcast that we do on the Patreon, Brett talks really openly that he has to shoot stuff down constantly. And it could be a normal match is going on and it's got, I don't know, it's some type of tag match. And one of the guys in there is like, hey, we're doing a normal match. Why don't at the end we do tubes? And Brett's like, no, we're not doing tubes. And he always says, like, fire is not what I want to do. And, I think a lot of fans would be shocked how many times wrestlers hide stuff. There's 20 wrestlers planning a show, planning matches. It's 20 wrestlers planning 7 matches. Brett's got to handle the stream and the posters and getting fans in seats, and wrestlers will go behind promoters back. I don't want it to sound like I'm exposing Brett's life, because this happens on every single wrestling show, and they'll hide stuff. They'll literally hide stuff under the ring, or they'll hide their gimmicks and stuff. And then when they go back, there's something to do. And that fire spot was not okayed, and they went ahead and did it. Right. So help me get back on track. But when it comes back to Drake, you have to ask yourself as a fan, Drake, apologize. Apologize for what? Go through the line of why Drake is not on most shows. Danny DeMonto one time said, and he said something that was really smart, and Jim Cornette said something very similar about Russo. Jim Cornette talked about one time that they did back in 1999 or something. Terry Runnels did an angle where she was pregnant, then she fell, and she lost the baby. And Jim Cornette flipped out and said it sold no tickets and it made the audience sad. Imagine someone is out there and they have gone through that or something, right? We watch wrestling and it's fun to have characters that bring out real life situations that make the audiences, angry or happy or, vitriol. But when you get into stuff that Drake has gone on record saying since, we'll say 2019 or 2020, about abortion, about COVID, about fascism, about racism, about Israel, about this, about that. And when he's on a show that's got 90 people in the audience and no one's watching on stream, no one cares. But when you put him on a show where there's 600 people in the crowd, there's 1, 2, 5,000 people watching. Like, imagine Drake on spring break. People don't want to see that. I'm sorry, they don't. They see Drake. Drake dug his hole, and he's living in it. And you can apologize, but what are you apologizing for? You need to come out and you need to say, I said these things about trans people. I said these things about whatever. And you need to say, I've changed my mind, because deep down, if I'm going to buy that guy's shirt, I don't want to buy a shirt of a guy. Like, imagine you buy a shirt of a metal guy from the 80s, and then you find out, hey, that guy's a pedophile, right? And you now own that shirt. You feel like a stupid dumbass, right? At any moment, Drake can go on Twitter or, whatever. He can go, and he can flip it all, bro. Like, what is he apologizing for? And I'll stop there. I got 3 people here. What was Drake apologizing for? Exactly. He was apologizing that he's not getting bookings, is what he's doing. Go on. I do feel that it was a guy who was trying to say, look, I was in this position and I was trying to do greater. That's how I look at it. I got to take it for words, because I don't know I don't know his personal thoughts. I don't know his personal life. That's what I say. Steven threw a dagger and then walked the fuck off.
I know,
Thanks
right?
for the grenade. I just need water.
Yeah. I just need
Sure.
water. But that's the only way I'm judging it. I don't know better. I don't know. I can't answer for the gentleman.
But But hold on. So we, as us 4, we are filling 3 or 4 roles. We're fans, we're commentators, and we're also kind of truth spitters. If you watch, dude, just pretend that we put what we're doing under the microscope of Sports Center. You would never have dude, Michael Vick's a dog fighter. Michael Vick murdered hundreds of dogs, bro, and he went back in the league. And you had people on Sports Center saying, bro, why is this guy back? And he only came back for 1 or 2 seasons and then went back out because fans did not want to see Vic. Steelers fan, like, I know for a fact, ratings for Steelers games when Michael Vick played were down. People don't want to see this. GCW is a business. Wrestling is a business. Yes, exactly. He apologized for his own pain. You know, guys, I'm sorry that I'm in pain. It's like, bro, that's not an apology. That's you just kind of venting. You know, it's like, bro, you need to give us something back, man. I mean, right now, dude, you have a lot of WWE fans very mad about fucking Triple H being part of the Trump fitness thing. They bring back Lesnar. They've been trying to, you know, they just downplay. I mean, if you pay attention and you're not just a full-blown mark and you have, like, you know, principles or morals or whatever, and you don't agree with what's going on with, like, the White House and such, you can't be a fucking WWE fan. Now, if you're a super mark and you love John Cena and you want to watch and don't care, that's fine. But if you have principles, you're not going to watch that. Indie wrestling is hard to follow, dude. You have to pay money. It's not on free television. You have to travel to go to a show and pay tickets to see it. People like that, they're invested. They pay attention. They know who Drake is. They know who Mickey is. They know who fucking Joey is. They've seen Joey's tweets. They like Joey because of those tweets. People don't like Drake because of shit he did and said. Bro, he ran for office to harm people. His platform, he ran for an office in Florida. Go on and watch his fucking ads and speeches and shit. He wanted to take away the rights of trans people. Like, that was his platform, bro. If you are trans or you are pro-trans, you are pro whatever, you fucking hate that guy on a personal level. Why would Brett? Now, look, again, if you're running a deathmatch show in Chicago and you're expecting 110 people, book Drake, go for it. Why would any company want to book him if they want, you know, to grow? You know, I know I'm saying the same thing over and over, but I don't do this whole, well, everybody's trying really hard and we should just really clap because they're falling through glass for us. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, and I've never met Drake. I bet he's a nice guy. Maybe he's trying, but that promo apology did nothing. Nothing for me. Nothing for me personally.
So then I wonder, do you feel that wrestlers shouldn't mix their profession with their personal feelings in this aspect?
100%. I was telling you the other day, Max the Impaler, and I'm not being mean, right? Max the Impaler is this, like, maniac character, right? She's like fucking deranged or challenged or whatever, blah, blah. I remember one time, bro, she was posting on Twitter that her car was broken and she couldn't do her, like, Uber Eats job now, and she was begging for money to get her car fixed. It's like, can you imagine Cruel? Oh, Cruel, I'm gonna murder you. And then he goes to Home Depot and does a shoot job and posts about it on Twitter. Like, it's one thing to have your character and to have a character that is adjacent to your real person, like, you know, Jordan Oliver, Alec Price, Joey does, you know, Joey. But when your side character is into politics, you need to know you're going to offend 50%, if not 75% of people. Bingo. I mean, right now, I'm going to be real. The Donald Trump admin has an approval rating of like 20%. So if you come out pro those policies, you're pissing off 80% of people. And when it comes to you know, when it comes to the world that we're in, it's probably closer to 90 or 95. And if that comes back and bites you in the ass, sorry, bro. Sorry. And if that's who Drake is, and if Drake can't get the courage to, because he's got principles, and his principles might be, I don't like trans people. I'm whatever. I'm a Christian. I'm a right winger. I'm a Trump guy, whatever. I don't like trans people. Then why do I need to support you unless I'm also this right wing maniac? You know what I mean?
Now, if he would have kept all of that out of his profession and quietly to himself.
Sorry, bro. If he did that, he'd still work for WWE. He'd still be reffing fucking shows, you know, the biggest matches ever. He reffed some of the biggest matches for about 3 years. He would have been the head fucking trainer for their system if he would have just shut the fuck up. But he couldn't because of whatever, addiction, principles, whatever. But this is the bed he's in. Sorry to cut you off, but go on. I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good. You're good. I think that the internet has made people hyper social, hyper aware, hyper. So I think that there was a time, especially in the last probably 8 years or so, where everybody had to signal what they believed in. And of course, when you do that, like you said, the law of numbers is going to say 40 to 50% of people probably not going to agree with you. And what that means is 40 to 50% of your potential shirt sales are now gone. 40% of your potential anything, your fan base is now cut. Because people need to know you have a hard stance on Bill 468-5-A2. Just maybe keep that to your personal and whatnot is my opinion, only because I mean, no. Everybody has a platform. Use it the way you like. I would say I would prefer to let people keep things personal on. You don't want to lose big fans. You don't want to lose that revenue.
The thing is, think of a wrestler off the top of your head. What does Jordan Oliver think about the wall? I don't know. Who fucking cares? Like we've been saying for the past probably 25 years, why do I need to know Kobe Bryant's stance on tariffs? Who gives a fuck? He doesn't have a PhD in global fucking economics. Who fucking cares? And Joey and Drake and Murdoch and you know, whoever, they fall into the same thing. You're a wrestler. You went to wrestling school. Wrestle. If you want to come out and say, hey, now the opposite is the easiest stance to take is to be pro people. The easiest stance is say, hey, you know what? I know that there's a lot of shit going on. I think immigrants are humans, and I hope they all live and they're all healthy and they're all happy. Easiest stance in the world to fucking take. Pro people. They choose to be anti-people. Those people buy tickets, bro. Anyway.
Yeah. And right here, old fashioned. This is how I was growing up. You know, you don't really talk about that stuff because it's always divisive. There's always going to be one person that disagrees. And there's so many ways. Like, once you get to a certain area where you're a decision maker, you will find out that somebody always loses if your decision has something to do with gain of any kind. Someone's going to lose. So unfortunately, people who are on the losing end will be upset. Yeah.
That's all.
Is what it is. It's good to see you, Steven. How you been, man?
I'm good, man. I'm just doing papers, and I'm still on vacation technically for another week or so, or 2 weeks. But I'm busy. John knows I'm a busy guy. I'm working on this like academic paper and everything. So,
I think I got some time
for wrestling.
I think I got some time Friday night, Saturday morning to BS with you if you want to try to put something together.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're trying to. Yeah, I mean, my other co-hosts, Frankie and Brant. Like, I mean, do you have anything that you want to say about this? Like, I always feel like, all right, I'm not going to keep going on because I'm going to keep repeating myself. But if you guys want to say anything, go ahead, because I'm very curious about this because like it's so hard to. I don't know, man. Go on. I'm sorry, guys.
So I'll be straight honest here. I haven't been a fan of Drake Younger. Never watched like old ZZW stuff like his. I never really watched him as a wrestler or anything else like that. I heard he was coming back and all the stuff he did like is in JCW. So like I didn't care. And like he showed up for like we were on their show, but like I don't care if I see him on GCW again or not. There's a lot more names I would rather see. No offense to him than him, where there's probably a lot of old ZZW fans that would like to see him instead of some of my names that I have. But for me, like I don't really care if I see him again or not, like to be honest with you.
There you go. Just like that.
No. I don't know
enough of them or enough to care. So
listen, I was in the room and I was watching the professional wrestling that was provided to me. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. It was better to be dumb and ignorant of everything else around and just enjoy it.
That's how I kind of am here. Like I don't know the full thing. I heard some stuff, but like I'm also like I don't really care if I see him. Like he's not one of my guys, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Am I saying that I enjoyed the match? Yes, I'm saying that I enjoyed the match.
Yep. As long as it comes on at 6:05 p.m. every Saturday.
One thing I've been saying for quite a while now is that, you know, like literally I felt this way since like 2015 is that we are not in a shortage of good wrestlers, right? We don't like, there are so many good wrestlers. How many fucking deathmatch guys are not in, you know, Game Changer right now that you wish they would be? Drake is not, and I'm not saying this to shit on Drake. Maybe he's a nice guy. I don't know. But it's not like someone's like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We need to call up somebody. What's Drake's number? No one's doing that. You know, like Like, there's a million great fucking wrestlers, and sorry, dude, you're not gonna cut it. You know, I don't know, man. Like, have fun at the other companies. There's other companies that book them, but you can say sorry all you want, but it's probably not gonna really go anywhere.
I don't think it'll go anywhere either. Unfortunately, that's kind of what I'm getting from it. I just don't think things change just because of a speech. Unfortunately, I don't know. Time will tell. I think everybody hates my stance. My stance is until someone's dead, they can change. So
but they can change.
I
don't know. They can change, but it's like you don't need. If you were running a business, what would you do? You know, if you were running a business to make money, you would not hire Drake Younger. You would not hire certain, some people have proven that they just, for this reason, that reason, they are not worth, hiring. Maybe they're prone to like seeing shows. Maybe they're prone to going on streams and talking about trans people. Like if Effie got all that shit for calling fucking Tony Khan a fucking Nepo baby, right? That was what he did. He said, Tony Khan's a Nepo baby, and everyone lost their mind for like 8 days. But Drake has 3 or 4, if not 5 years of just shitting on mountains of people. You know what I mean? It's insane. But we're like, I don't know, second chance. You never know.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I think I'm ignorant to a fault sometimes on that.
Literally, that's my thought. It's like, what do you think about Drake doing this XYZ? It's like, I don't. I don't. I saw him. I knew the name. I knew he was a wrestler. I knew this and that and this thing. It's not my fucking responsibility as a wrestling fan to know the fucking rap sheet of 37 different people that could potentially walk into that ring and bash a light tube over their head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My job is to sit
30 of them will surprise you.
My job as a fan is to walk into that room, drink beer, and then cheer the people doing dumb shit in front of me.
Yeah.
See, the one thing about that is, and because you might not know, right? I've been watching wrestling since 1997. I've been buying deathmatch tapes since 1998, right?
You're old. We get it.
And Drake was a complete legend. Drake is an amazing what?
He called you old. I'm like, you motherfucker. I'm older than you.
Bro, I'm 39. I'm old, bro. I'm old. I am happily old. But no, Drake's a legend. Drake's one of the greatest. Look, right now I've seen 5 Drake matches in the past 2 years. He's phenomenal. He's one of the best ever. He's amazing. And the thing is, in 2018, he was a darling. He was the deathmatch guy that made it to the fucking WWE, and he was training people. Like, people loved that guy. And then he started walking into courthouses and saying outrageous shit about COVID and trans people and Trump and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, if he would have never done that, he'd be at TOS winning the trophy with 1,000 people chanting his fucking name. But he ruined that. Yeah. You know what I mean? He did. And you're right. There's 37 other guys. And they're over, and they have history, and so
30 of them will surprise you.
30 of them will surprise you, yeah. And yeah. So I know I talk way too much, so I'll stop. You guys can move on to like the next segment.
No, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Dude, get a hold of me whenever you want to. You know how it is. You spice it up, and you bring a little more truth to you cut the bullshit, and that's why I love you.
Because No,
you cut the bullshit. Basically, I sugar everything. I make everything kind of nice. You just go, look, fuck it. A spade is a spade. Here's what's going on. So,
John, what's the thing I say all the time? There's nothing to.
Yeah, there's really nothing to just. Yeah, there's nothing to
talk.
Nothing to gain. There's nothing. There's no.
Like I'll say this. I've been podcasting about fucking deathmatch wrestling since 2016 or something. And I've had dudes where like, I'll go on a podcast and just say, oh my God, this guy sucks. He's terrible. He dropped the guy and almost killed him. He doesn't go to the gym, blah, blah, blah. And then 8 months later, I'll meet that guy and they look me dead in the face and shake my hand and say, hey, I heard what you said. You're right. I never go to the gym, man. Ha, 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 ha. You know what I mean? Like fucking wrestlers aren't dumb. They know who they are. They know what their goals are. They know how much they how much effort they put in. Like if you went up to whatever wrestler and said, "Hey man, you were really sloppy in that match," they might come back and say, "Oh dude, I was like, I was injured or tired or didn't care or I wasn't getting paid right and I didn't give a fuck about that match." Like that happens quite a bit, So
yeah, and that's the other thing we've tried to remember sometimes is that not every match is important. Sometimes it's just go out there, get paid, work Wyoming, and leave. It doesn't need always dissected.
Yeah, so again, I told John, I do my absolute hardest never to reveal the backstage, right? Most of the 99% of stuff I say is stuff that people said in public. Brett went on a podcast one time and he went on the Business of the Business podcast, and he talked openly that, okay, pretend that there's 100 fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of those 100, only, 5 to 10 watch every single show, right? Only 50 of those fans watch one show per month. Like most fans only watch 6 GCW shows a year. 2 of them are spring break. 2 of them are BloodSport. Like when you watch a show in Wyoming and it's, you're like, why did Atticus Kogar lose to this guy? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because that's what was best for that crowd on that day. And it really doesn't matter.
It's not about continuity sometimes.
It's really not. It's about, and Cornette's,
I feel called out about my Foxcatcher rant now.
What?
My Foxcatcher rant.
I missed it. Could you do like a summarization?
Long story short is that Jersey Championship Wrestling, Masha's the champion, and they're running this storyline with this weird, Raw mystery GM type character in JCW. But they're running the belt on GCW shows with absolute no acknowledgement of the storyline on the mainline shows. So it's literally a phone in every time they run the belt on a main card show, because it's like you're not even acknowledging that there's somebody putting a $40,000 bounty on Masha's head on the main card. Why do I care about the match when the belt's on the main card? So.
The WWE does this too, from fucking, they're one. I'm trying to think, what's the name of the show? NXT.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I don't know what they're doing now, but I remember back in like 2016 or whatever, there would be guys on one show that'd be baby faces in the tag team. Then they get called up to the main roster, and they're a completely, new guy. So this is how there is
that split of the call up though. That's where I would argue about that the call up of, the developmental to the main roster is a hard break. But when we have people literally working GCW and then JCW the same weekend, you don't have that argument of, oh, they're not the same continuities.
Well, I remember one time, I used to talk to Marcus Crane a lot. And for the record, Marcus Crane was fucking awesome. But anyway, him and Schlack, like in one company, they were a team, and then they would go down south and wrestle, and they were in a feud.
Oh yeah, I absolutely know that. I was literally making jokes about how Revolver is mirror, mirror whatever reverse GCW, like wacko GCW, because you have people who are like Second Gear still exists in fucking Revolver, but it doesn't here. I understand that different companies have different timelines, and that this X and Y and X and Y, but I'm saying that GCW and JCW Jersey, because we have to make that distinction now because of Juggalos, but they exist within the same show, within the same room, within the same card. Like if they're put on the same graphic, I'm calling them 2 episodes of the same show. That was my argument.
I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing about wrestling is then if there were people in this room, if there was, DJ Hyde and Sammy Callahan, blah, blah, they would say, well, look, just because he booked that doesn't mean I need to fucking care. I want to do some other thing.
Brett Snade is on both companies, though. That's my argument.
But JCW is kind of a vanity project of Orange Crush.
Yes.
Right? Brett owns it, but Orange Crush has a lot to say. It's a vanity project for him, right? So that's his angle.
Then don't run your JCW belt on the GCW cards then. That was my ultimate argument.
Oh, it's cross promotion. And also you have to pay.
Oh, no,
also, you have to maybe pay Ivan or someone to maybe put together some type of a package, which is maybe more cost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But also remember, JCW is there to prime guys up. Like that is the purpose of the company.
Yes.
It's not really there to generate income. It's not really there to, it's there to prime guys up, I guess. But I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. Like you're probably very right, honestly. They probably should do something about that. So
God damn, Steven.
I just
you
know
come on and
the
just
excuses that the wrestlers say. Because, dude, I used to go up to wrestlers and be like, I used to be the guy from The Simpsons. Like, back in January, you said that you would never trust
You hit
Jordan
the same.
Oliver, and now you're tagging him. Yeah,
They
You hit
played the
same
rib cage
xylophone.
like a xylophone, and they hit the same bone twice, and it played a different note. Like,
What are we supposed to believe? This some magic xylophone? And fucking
yeah.
wrestlers literally look you dead in the face and say, "What the fuck are you talking about? January? Who cares?" Like they don't care at all. It's
I mean,
funny.
if we weren't on a podcast where our literal job is to dissect all this bullshit, I would tend to agree with you a little bit more on that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Whew. Yeah, it's been wild so far. How many shows do we have left, guys?
I'll
Emo,
get out of here.
Oh,
I didn't watch a lot, so
Bloodsport,
No,
Emo,
no,
and
guys.
yeah.
Hey,
Sorry.
Thanks again,
seriously,
Steven, man.
I'll hit you up soon.
Yeah,
Steven.
I don't want
Are
to
you
kill your
recording?
podcast.
Are you recording with Brett tonight or no?
Gonna
That's
try,
right,
but he
maybe,
might go
yeah.
watch the Happy Gilmore movie instead.
yeah.
So we'll see. Oh, by the way, the fucking Naked Gun, amazing, fantastic movie. You got to watch it.
I've heard. Hopefully, I was hoping something good. It's been a while since we've had a good original comedy, and then they're bringing out this, and I'm going, oh, is it a remake? And then I hear nothing but good things.
It's good. It's short. It's
Yeah.
like fucking 80 minutes. It's really short. The only thing I'll say is it feels kind of small. You'll when you
Yes.
watch it, there's not as many sets. The plot isn't that big. There aren't that many characters. It feels a little small, but the jokes are phenomenal. So
Hell yeah!
see you guys.
Thanks again, Steven.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Later, Steven.
Be good. There we go. Let's get that back up there. Perfect. All right. Well, yeah, we have 3 shows to go here. Gosh, it was nice to have him come in though, because he's like the truth wrecking ball. He's one of my favorites because he just calls the strikes right down the middle. There's no fluff. He doesn't need to have fluff. He has a very independent thought process. So, all right. Well, yeah. All right. Yeah, we got to move, guys. We got to move.
Bloodsport, it happened.
Bloodsport.
Great.
It has
Emo.
I'm about to say, I
All
got my notes on Bloodsport.
Yeah, I do too. Let's do it.
You want to go into it?
Fuck yeah. All right. Did you announce it already? I'm so sorry. Everything-
We're covering Bloodsport right now from the same place as the other shows.
All right, cool. So here we go. So the concept and the art of storytelling in matches are still finding their feet in Bloodsport, and I feel that's perfectly fine. I see the benefit for wrestlers to perform there. If you're aged, wrecked ankles, there's no top rope or jumping past 4 inches. Bad shoulders, you're not needing to hoist anyone over your head. You can stretch your career and continue performing for a few more years here. If you're more of an MMA style wrestler, you can shine and build popularity here. And I still say Bloodsport needs blood and more stiff shots here and there. They're trained, they can take it. It also adds to the realism. Fans who watched MMA see pass-throughs and missed opportunities when they watch Bloodsport. Most can tell when they're holding back. I just want to say to all the MMA guys, don't be afraid to get a bruise. You're getting paid. That's all I had to say about that for Bloodsport.
Our first match was Matt Mako versus Ray Jazz.
In this opening match, I'm automatically expecting a high energy opener. Then I realized I'm not sure if Josh Barnett ever learned pro wrestling booking. I feel like the sport is a miss and it's a mix. I'm sorry to say. My notes here are just kind of incomplete. Honestly, it was a match. I feel so terrible, but I mean,
I got Bloodsport.
I
You
don't
guys
even
lost all
remember
the
who
other
the fuck
parts.
Ray Jazz is.
Ray Jazz looked actually impressive here.
Yeah.
Mako was the perfect opponent, I think, to showcase the wrestling for Ray Jazz in this opening match of the night. I know what you're kind of thinking, the energy wise and everything. I think he's doing it old school MMA. Like you book from the bottom up, like legit. You put your top names up top no matter what, and the bottom, you want to earn your spot up there, you're going to have some crazy matches down low. But that brings me back. What happened to that one guy? Remember that one guy, David something, I think, like the big
With
monster.
the huge last name, the
Yeah.
Ragamanabedov, like the
Yeah.
Russian guy or something. I don't know.
Like
I don't
that's
know.
like one of those guys like you never heard of. He's on the first match, but holy shit, he made an impression that we thought we
He
were
did
gonna
like
see
he
him
did
back.
like two blood sports, and that's all we've seen him on.
I only think it won. I only think I remember the one. I don't remember a second one. Maybe I have to check. But yeah, I think it was glad. I was happy to see Mako get the win, and I think Ray Jazz was a good blood sport for a debut. Nice, energetic, and a lot of good wrestling here.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. Sorry.
All right, our next match was Jordan Blade versus Janai Kai.
Very simple. Janai knocked out Jordan. Legit knockout. Unless that was one of the most incredible acting jobs of our time. I think Jordan took it.
David Modsman Manashvili.
Manashvili, yeah. I remember a Vili. I just don't remember what was in front of it.
Wow.
Sorry, I had to look up the name because that was such a long name.
I wrote thank you, Kai, for the best Bloodsport knockout since Speedball. That looked legit. This was a nice, quick fight, but that's how you make a statement coming back here to the States. I think it's been a while since we seen Janai Kai in GCW, and she looked incredibly smooth, confident, and had a different aura than the last time we saw her. I think Blade needs to come back to Bloodsport ASAP. I don't hold this against her. I feel like this is like a flash knockout, and want to see it back here. But wow, that knockout was that so far. Like, I know you kind of made mention of actually like taking the bruises and taking the hits. I'll make a note. I think I made it somewhere in this one, but I want to say now, like, I feel like after that knockout too, this card was more with the strikes. Looks
contact.
Like,
yeah,
that was way more contact and looked more realistic than some of the other blood sports. And this was just a prime example of it for sure. Next match was Nick Camarado versus Simon Gotch.
Gotch's stiff kick to Camarado's jaw. The next match over was impressive. Also, Camarado's wrestling background, I found out, was pretty impressive, and it showed in this match. I didn't even write down who the winner was.
Oh shit, I forgot who won, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
I count on yours.
I think it was Gotch.
Yes, Simon Gotch.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah.
We're dude, 7 to 8 fucking shows this weekend. Trust me.
Yeah, this one I didn't really write too much other than Gotch kind of fits in at Bloodsport. I think he actually did a way better job on commentary than I ever could imagine. And I think if Bloodsport does become a thing, his commentary needs to be on there because he was awesome on it. I think Camarado fit in as well for Bloodsport. I think he just needs to be a little bit more aggressive with the slams. And I thought overall this was a nice change of pace. So far, we've had a wrestling match, striking, and then kind of back to wrestling in this one. Next match was Dominic Garrini versus Charlie Dempsey.
I don't have really much to here. It's just dude, I'm so sorry, but I don't know how to report this stuff. They wrestle around a little bit. There's no storyline. There's no bruises, punching, blood. There's no weapons. I'm kind of stuck on these. It's like, hey, great ground and pound. How do I, you know what I mean? I'm so sorry. This is hard for some of us to report these. I'm just not lying. I'm not lying. This is so hard for me to watch Bloodsport. I can't sit down and watch it half the time. I'm not lying. It's
same thing for me. It's very much a I don't enjoy this, so I don't engage with the product. I know it's kind of my job to engage with it at this point because we do this show but it's like, especially this weekend when there was 7 shows to cover and I was I was at 3 of them live. I'm like, something had to give.
This was the give for me. I hate to say it. This was the give. I covered JCW and Powder Keg over this.
I mean, that's just the truth. Powder Keg.
Yeah, but Brant's a fan of it. I'm sorry, Brant. We're not. It's just, You're
good. So real fast, Charlie Dempsey in this one, the groundwork was good. I just liked how Dominic Garrini just wouldn't let Charlie Dempsey kind of big time him. Charlie Dempsey kind of wanted to roll around. Dominic held his space and held his own and gave it back to Charlie, and Charlie just kind of had some moments where he's like, oh shit. But that's what I think makes Dominic Garrini and Kevin Koo of Violence is Forever so good, is when they're able to back up shit like this with Bloodsport, like their in-ring ability, they're able to hold their own against top-notches stars like Charlie Dempsey here.
I also like Dempsey's unique look, and welcome back, Kevin Koo.
Yeah. Next match was Royce Isaac versus Ivar.
I love Isaac's attitude and personality. It kind of rubs off if you like that aggressive style. Ivar had his War Raider brother with him ringside. And on this one, Royce put Ivar to sleep. Kind of interesting. That's a beast. He put a beast to sleep.
Yeah, for me, that was the shock of the night. I was not expecting either of the War Raiders to lose, and especially Royce Isaacs is good for Royce Isaac. I like this. I never heard the nickname before. Ah, shit, Mile High Samurai. I like that.
Nice.
I never heard it before until Bloodsport. So good for him. But yeah, great showing for him. Someone called at the beginning. I think it was Emil that he was gonna predicted he was going to throw Ivan over his head, and that's exactly what he did. And I popped when he got the win. I was like, holy shit, and good for him, because Bloodsport is kind of Royce Isaac's home, I think, too. Next one was Timothy Thatcher versus Slade.
The real story here was the fact that Timothy said that Slade broke protocol with sportsmanship at one point. He also said that he wants to go to GCW where there are no rules. So really the big thing in this match was the fact that I think we got the announcement that we're going to be seeing more Timothy Thatcher in GCW.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. I was writing Slade has been on a run as of late, as I was kind of mentioned earlier, and this Bloodsport match, he was looking really good with the grappling with Thatcher, and I was enjoying this side of Slade, and as I was typing it, he goes full Slade and starts biting Thatcher and gets a DQ. I didn't mind the different finish. We haven't really seen that finish ever in Bloodsport. So seeing a different finish on the card added up a little freshness to it. And I think it made perfect sense considering the combatants and it leading to Thatcher getting on the mic, which we asked for last time we were talking about Thatcher.
Mm-hmm.
We said we wanted to hear more from him. I thought that was pretty cool how it led to that, and making an angle for a future GCW match between the two made for a nice change of pace in this DQ finish. Next match was the one called Manders versus Rowe.
The only thing that was really interesting here was that Manders got knocked out, totally unexpected. That's booking.
Happens.
Yeah, so here's where I kind of copied my notes again from earlier. Manders MVP run continues against I call him Rowe here. I guess Eric. I still call him Raymond Rowe. Yeah, his run continues, and this was another perfect matchup for Manders and Rowe and Bloodsport. These two put on a heavyweight brawl. The knee finish, what I thought was a chef's kiss. I liked it. It was a nice kind of flash ending there, as Manders was going for either his lariat or his spear. And yeah, this is where I wrote Gotch on commentary did a great job. He had great insight, the names, and for all the holds and transitions and moves, and his knowledge of the sport came across really very well on TV. Our next one was Pete Dunne versus Gresham.
Wrestling. Back to you guys. Fuck, I don't know what to say. Listen, I'm just going to say this because I need to get it off my chest. I see more impact in GCW than I see in Bloodsport. How is that the case? And how come the people in Bloodsport are tougher, but they can't take impact like a GCW performer can?
Reed, I'm the same way. Yeah, I don't call him American.
What I'm thinking, John, is this is kind of a deep cut. Do you remember when Bullet Club was doing BTE type stuff, and they had I think they were on a Best of the Super Juniors tour or something in Japan, and one of the filler matches one day was a Bullet Club Civil War 8-man tag or something like that, or it was 4 Bullet Club on one side and 4 Bullet Club on the other side. And the joke that they made was, why don't we not touch each other and we fake the entire match? Why don't we just not get hurt? That's the vibe I'm getting from what you're saying. It's like they literally just said, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna not."
I'm saying these guys. These guys want to sell us that they're tough, but they're afraid to touch each other. None of them are fighting. They're not even at spar
That's the vibe
level
I'm catching from what you're saying
strength.
right now. Is
Yeah,
just
absolutely. As an MMA fan, I've seen guys spar harder than these guys who are getting paid.
Can I do my Stephen A impression and drop the elephant in the room right now?
What's that?
If I wanted to watch MMA, I would go watch MMA. If I want to watch pro wrestling, I'll go watch GCW. This what's the opposite of a Goldilocks zone?
Yeah.
That's what Bloodsport fills in for me. And it's just the kind of thing of I just don't enjoy it.
It has a spot. I just don't know where it is exactly. I think it deserves its own show. And poor Brant. I'm so sorry, but he's like, I like this.
I'm just saying I don't.
No, and that's fine. I get it. Like
I'm so sorry.
And I totally understand what you're saying. I feel like this one had bigger impact and the strikes were more realistic. Everything seemed more smooth in that way. I will disagree also with Crow Fairy Tale. I thought this was a stronger Bloodsport because of that. And I think I disagree with a lot of what you guys are saying too, because I think like Natty and Masha is Bloodsport if it's done right. Like
correct.
I would agree with you on that. Yes.
That's where I go. Like Bloodsport is done right when you got Masha and Natty going on the feuds, telling the stories, doing
promos,
all the matches, setting it up, having like a real life fight. I think it was on like the Busted Open on whatever it was. Like that was fucking awesome to see. Like that's what made. And for me, I think that's where it adds into like the UFC and stuff. Like people are more interested when John Jones is calling Cormier a little bitch when he thinks it's off camera, putting on thing, but when it's on live feed, he puts on a act. Like I think Bloodsport can be done if we have to treat it and give it the attention it gets for a few matches. And I just feel like that with wrestling in general. I don't like I don't want my titles to have storylines. Every wrestler could have multiple storylines running throughout.
You're absolutely correct. I absolutely agree that every
Bloodsport helps out.
Everybody is worthy of running some sort of angle. It's just a matter of it doesn't make sense at the moment. Absolutely. I get it. Correct. It's not just, chasing the belts, chasing the MacGuffins. I get it. You have those lower card, blood feuds that aren't about a belt. It's just about, you fucked me over one time, so now you're going to pay for it till the end of eternity type stuff. I get that. It's just one of those things where it's like, I
don't know. I think it just dresses up wrestling in a different way, and it can be done in a different, but we only get one aspect of it, like in this one versus Natty and Masha, where the rest of the card we don't feel that way. And I totally get it too, because I felt that way. Like I wrote it in my notes. I was like, why couldn't Gresham and Pete Dunne have done something very similar to get more fans into this match? And those are kind of two strong names too in wrestling, just as much as Masha and Natty. So
could have been a main event. They could have been the main event, Gresham, if it wasn't for Natty. Yeah.
There's this whole other thing about like, well, why is the Forbidden Door okay for Bloodsport, but not for a full-on GCW show?
So Barnett is a great middleman, and he has people that he knows in all those areas.
Sure.
So GCW, I believe, kind of came up with the concept, and then Josh just runs it under GCW.
Yeah.
But that's just how it runs.
We're getting into real technicalities there.
Well, the technicality is they can come over here and not get injured.
That's
they don't
the
have
answer.
some
That's the answer I wanted to hear.
Half-trained wrestler swinging and fuck up their $200,000 investment because Randy the Ram at $300 wants to look cool in front of 150 people.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I think it's about protection of the investment. Right here, maybe Natty's the fox catcher.
Honestly,
I'll take it.
I hate it. I would not hate that at all.
Could you imagine what level of talent she would bring to every match that she's in? Would just be so. Yeah. This was a fun story though. The Natty and Masha. It was a fun story. Just they gave us something, and it was semi-believable too. I like that.
Yeah, hold up. I got notes on both of these. We still didn't even do Gresham and Dunne here.
So sorry.
No, you're good. So right away, I put right away Dunne gets Gresham in an ankle lock, and just when it looked like Gresham was about to slightly get out of it, like he usually does, Pete pulled his ankle back in the ankle lock and caught Gresham. I just like those little details that Gresham and Pete Dunne paid attention to, and I'll get later too. Same thing with Masha and Natty, I knew this was going to be a good one right from there, just because they were into it. Dunn just has a perfect spot in Bloodsport. I think he fits perfectly in. When he pushed Gresham out of the ring, I thought that was something we don't see often in Bloodsport. And both had great personalities and facial expressions throughout this one. At the end, they kind of had a crazy figure 4 ankle lock situation that they got themselves into. Gresham then kind of faked a slap to Pete, and Pete reacted and slapped Gresham back, and Gresham. Well, before Gresham kind of taunted him, I thought that was funny. Slapfest ensued, led to a fury at the end where Pete catches Jonathan in a wrist lock for the submission victory. I enjoyed it. Different pace than what I expected. It kind of did do a little bit more breaks in between and playing to the crowd instead of just doing the chain wrestling, which I expected, but I didn't mind to it because I felt it added to the drama of that fight. And then for Natty Masha, same thing I was saying earlier, videos and interviews these two did all over social media really added to the hype and anticipation behind the fight. Natty found a home, I believe, in Bloodsport. Seeing her happy and being treated with respect by the fans is cool to see. The brawl outside breaks the rules, but I also asked for them to kind of start brawling outside and breaking some of these rules, and I'm glad they did it here. And it made sense that they let them kind of just do it because of the blood feud that they had. The way these two, just like Jonathan and Pete Dunne, paid attention to the little details when reversing or getting out of holds shows why these two are some of the best going right now. Once again, they were outside. Masha pushes Natalia onto her team and then dived onto Natalia and everyone outside. Which was a cool spot. We don't really see dives to the outside. I think we saw it in Coda versus Speedball, though. Then Natalia giving up the sharpshooter to mount Masha and ground and pound her for the victory. I thought was a nice little twist at the end and showed a different side of Natty. I thought this was, once again, Crow, a great blood sport. The action felt way more physical, intense than the previous ones. And the storylines, I think, really added overall to my pleasure watching this blood sport. So I had that written down before you guys were complaining about it.
I'm so sorry, Pete. Really?
I had the different sense. And I've shit on past blood sports too, and I felt that. But this one, I felt the last two have been a little bit stronger.
I'm going to give it up and just say that you're able to extract and get things out of wrestling matches that I can't. No kidding. You're pulling things out of there that I look at it and I'm like, I don't know how to report that. And you're able to boom. I give it to you, bro. I give it to you. That's a superpower I do not have.
I'm a big MMA fan too. So that's why when Bloodsport did their one show in Japan, like a couple, I think this was over a year ago now, but they did a show in Japan that was not kind of GCW Triller. Like you had to pay for it by itself. And the presentation of Bloodsport in Japan, if that gets brought over and the pageantry of it gets brought over to somehow GCW in the States, and they have that same pageantry that they had in Japan with Bloodsport and treat it as the sport as it has, and if they could up the physicalness and violence and get more creative with some of these finishes and matches like we saw tonight and further along some of these stories, this is where I think Bloodsport could excel and has its place in wrestling.
I'm not going to argue that. Actually, that was extremely well said, dude.
Yeah, about time I said something smart.
Hey, that was awesome.
All right, next one was GCW's Emo Fight from the same place.
This show had too many breaks with no explanation given as to why fans had to stare at a screen not seeing what they tuned in for. I'll just go ahead right there. The show was 2.5 hours. We got 5 matches and music. For the fans who like emo music, there you go.
Frank dancing. That was
Frank
fun.
was dancing to the Killers, I think it was.
Yeah, that was the one time that actually caught me on camera. I'm gonna go back and check the actual match time. So the actual match time was 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. So what? We got we'll call it 45 minutes of actual in-ring action over the course of 2.5 hours, where it's this lost the plot. I was at the first Emo Fight back in New York. This show's lost the plot.
Okay. So I'm so sorry I stopped you. I was going to say, you've been at almost every single one of them. You're going to be the one to know the actual feeling of the live.
Yeah. So the first one in in Queens, it had a feeling of something special. it had a feeling of like, oh, everybody was dressed up in the gimmick. Everybody was wearing their old band shirts. Everybody had, the makeup on and this and that, the third thing, right? Everybody came out with different music and whatnot. And this one just sort of felt of, oh, there's Effie DJing, doing the thing up on stage, sure. And everybody came out in their standard gimmick, but with a different theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was so high that we can only go down from there.
That was the issue. They did such a damn good job with the concept off the get-go.
The first one was like, we literally, like, what shit, what's his name? Fuck, now I have to go back and look at it. I'm blanking on his name.
Don't worry, it's been a very long night so far. We're only 3 hours in.
Only.
Wicca File or something, right?
No.
Oh, I thought that's the name you were going to say.
Hey, all right.
It was they had the fucking Jimmy Jacobs match when Jimmy Jacobs came out and sang, and they did all that. We sang Battle of the Lacey. Sorry, thank you, Reed. I'm sorry. I'm so cooked. That's such a high bar.
Yeah.
To set when the next one was a midnight show at a collective, and you had Brooke Havoc come out and do her gimmick, and someone else came out, and people were just in their standard gear, and I'm like, okay. I mean, the band was cool. The band was super cool to see a live show at a wrestling ring. Like,
well, that's the thing. Actually, I was going to tell you the band did a great job.
I feel bad for the singer
flexing. Did you see the singer actually popped himself in the mouth with the microphone and split his lip?
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately, that's the only. Yeah. Marco Stunt performed.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? I mean, that's kind of hard to. I don't know. I think we had one emo thing where Janai Kai just wanted to sulk in like the corner.
That was in LA. That was
okay.
Fun. That was a fun one.
There was Rulo in the Scramble. There was Drew and Justin, who both came out in gimmick with a studded belt strap match, which is a hilarious gimmick for a match. I thought that was perfect. And what else? We had Janai being, the sad girl in the corner. And
Wentz and Brian Keith.
Yeah.
And Wentz
Keith came out to different music. That was cool.
But he still came out as the bounty hunter to a different song.
You want the bounty. You want his OG music, don't you, B?
Yeah, I wanted that one, but I mean, I guess it made sense when I thought about it.
I mean, the delays make sense in the context of, it's also a DJ party, but you can't also do that and have it as a pay-per-view. You have to do one then the next. You can't space out these matches. I enjoyed it because I was there in the room, and I'm like, I drove 45 minutes. I'm not gonna not enjoy myself by complaining about this.
That one was funny, yeah. All right. So
this also half the playlist was not emo. Effie was enjoying himself though.
I like DJ Effie to start the show.
But but this was very much an also ran kind of thing. Like the first emo fight we keep talking about was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. And like 3, what we would consider talk show segments with end of performance.
Yeah,
because there was the Cardona talk show segment. There was Battle of Lacey, which I would, for the purposes of this, we'll call a talk show segment, which did fill out a show.
That fit out perfect though. Yeah, for the ending, that was like a perfect bow to that show.
And I was drunk and hanging out with people. Yeah.
All right. Our first match was a scramble match, as it was Mr. Danger, Kevin Koo, Teriyaki, Christian Napier, Pero, Oni King, and Rulo.
Oni King had an awesome promo video. I'd say check it out if you get a chance. Like everybody's jumping around in it, and it's like a 90s hip hop video. Pero was a beast. Rulo stood out for sure. Mr. Danger is best as, here was my message.
Right, I forgot about that. Pero gets point for actually doing the gimmick.
Yeah. So we'll give it to him. Our winner here, Rulo.
Yeah, I wrote, loved all the names and emo personalities in this one, with a few surprising names that I didn't expect to see, like Napier, Pero, and Teriyaki. Emo nights usually are always fun and full of really good action. Like they're kind of like the sleeper shows, I think. I just go like the LA one, that LA like emo night, the collective, that with Mao and Speedball main eventing against Los Mestizos. Like the cards end up being sneaky good, so I was kind of excited for this one, seeing especially all those names. Body's fine everywhere. I wanted to see Christian Napier get the win in this one to start building some momentum for Bando 48. But the most surprising name out of the entire match was the one who picked up the victory, as Rulo picked it up. And never heard of Rulo before, but good for Rulo.
Oh yeah, come back again.
Our next match, Brooke Havoc versus Priscilla Kelly.
My note literally says nothing too crazy. Winner Priscilla Kelly. I'm relying on you guys on this one. I was watching this one super late.
This match was wasted on that crowd.
Oh, that's an interesting way to put it, because I think on any other show that would have been towards the top.
That would have been a perfect semi-main, like a Fight Club.
Wow.
That's strong names, yeah. I wrote both had a lot to prove in this one, and I think for Brooke, this tour that she's going on is only going to keep helping her improve her game even more than she has when she first started in GCW. I think this match did live up to the hypes, expectations, and I think both did a great job. As you said, yeah, I feel like I didn't even think about it. It could have been wasted, because it was as Crow said here, sneaky good. Like that's a good way. I wrote it was really good, but sneaky good was a good way to write it too.
Like that could have done so much better on like a Sunday in Atlantic City. That could have killed. But like I said, it kind of like 100 people at 1 a.m. on a Saturday and next to SummerSlam.
Yeah. Next match, as you were saying, it was the studded belt strap match. Drew Parker versus Justin Finn.
My only note here is congrats on Finn being asked back to GCW. Check out Frank's interview on Twitter if you have a chance. Frank, if he ends up being somebody down the road, you have one of the earliest interviews.
We have tape. We have tape. We keep saying this. Like, why don't we put these belts on people that already have rockets strapped on their back that are going to be on TV in 6 months? Like, literally.
I like the philosophy of giving the belt to the hottest person.
Like literally, like same ideas. Like, okay, well, now if whatever happens 6 years down the road, I have one of his first. Done.
Oh, Brooke Havoc did Drake's makeup or Drew's makeup.
Oh, nice. I love the promo video that they played beforehand. Like just something easy like that made it seem like Finn appreciating all the big matchups and moments he's had in his short wrestling career, and kind of playing into this match with Drew Parker was really good. I got to give it to Finn, though, giving it his all in every matches. You could appreciate it. He steps in no matter what the match has been, and he's had some crazy stipulation matchups already so far. He goes in, and they haven't been half bad matches either. Like maybe a little slower pace, but other than that, like not too bad. So
yeah,
he fought Joey in the same building the night before American Dream last year.
Is that where it was?
It was in the same building. It was a different company, but it was the same. It was the same building. That's where he fought Joey. He fought Nick Gage at Ridgefield Park, and then he fought Drew back at the same building. Yeah, fourth match, because I think he was also in the New Year's Rumble.
I'm about to say he wrestled. I thought Joey in GCW too, didn't he?
In the New Year's Rumble.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So seeing Finn just give it all has been cool, and seeing Drew having fun has been cool to see as well. Drew's having a lot of fun wrestling in Japan, and now over here with Emerson Jane. It's seeing him enjoy Emo Night.
And we haven't even mentioned that he wrestled this match in the Wednesday dress. In the Wednesday dress.
Debatable.
Yeah, I liked it though. Like, hey, I like he goes for the outfit though. Like you said, you gotta go for it. Emo
you
Night.
Went for it.
Like I like how Janai Kai just her whole character too, just sitting there like.
Yeah, she went for it.
I love it. That's what Emo Night's for. Next matchup was the women's scramble, as it was Janai Kai, Lena Cross, Emerson Jane, and Nikki XS.
I said here we had Sad Janai. I need all four in a non-emo setting when we have a chance. They work their asses off here. Our winner was Emerson Jane. Sounds like you had the same thought process there, B.
No, I didn't realize the scramble. I made the Janai Kai note beforehand.
Oh, yeah,
the match was prior.
That's okay. It happens to the best of us. It's 7 shows, bro. We're surprised the notes match.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, good shit on Emerson.
Yeah, I wrote all shined here, delivered it. They all delivered an emotional performance. Great call on commentary. Mentioned how diverse Emerson Jane as a wrestler is with the death matches, the high flying and tag matches that she had with Drew. And yeah, she's one that her and Drew, like someone was talking about her. I think I started here. Yeah, what happens with Drew here after this trip? Is he staying here? Anyone here? Is he back?
I have no
Anyone
idea.
hear anything on that? Because
I have no idea what he's up to.
Yeah,
well, if anybody has heard anything in chat, let us know. I haven't heard anything either.
Yeah, but they both been fun together over here, and it's been cool to see them both having fun too. And our main event was Brian Keith versus Zachary Wentz.
A revolver matchup. Welcome back to both. It was fun listening to music play while the match went on for the first couple minutes.
I thought they were going to New Jack this match.
Yeah.
I was so upset when they didn't.
And I also wrote that outside of the opener, this was an actual wrestling match, and I felt like that I got my money's worth out of these two. Our winner here was Zachary Wentz. What do you guys think?
Same thing that I was going to say about Brooke and PK. It's like that match was wasted on a light crowd.
Yeah.
We said it too.
I see 3 matchups here. 3 out of 5 should be ran back at a regular GCW show.
Yeah, we were shocked that they were announced kind of these big names on an emo show when they first announced it. So, yeah, I just wanted a little bit more from both. But Brian Keith, man, he's gotten so much better, and he's seeing him having fun with everything he's doing as a wrestler too. It's been fun seeing him be successful and still coming out and having fun on emo night, and how into it he was during his entrance, and the music and the moshing was cool to see. And then at the end too, giving a little kiss to Zach and stealing the kiss from Priscilla. I thought was pretty funny. All right, our last show of the night, hallelujah, is JCW High Noon.
Oh, JCW High Noon made Brant religious tonight. So. Hey, it's been a crawl, guys. Here we go. All right, Mecca Ridgefield Park. Foxcatcher video plays. Protect JCW locker room and championship is what Foxcatcher wants to do. It said that they are a day trader by trade. They hired Nick Camarado because he wanted gold and validation. The video shits on Joey Janela kind of creatively. They talk a lot about Marcus Mathers and his potential in JCW. And then they say they're watching, and you actually see a video of Marcus Mathers chilling in his own living room. I'm sure he wasn't very fond of that whatsoever. Yeah, that's the start of the show. Anything you want to mention on that one?
I'm glad they kind of made it's the same one. They didn't add anything to the one. That was the one they played like a week ago. Okay. No, I don't know. I'll get more into it later, but yeah, I'm still interested in this Foxcatcher and what the true motives are. Anything, Frank, or no? I didn't want to cut you off. Sorry.
No.
Okay. Our first match was a scramble match to determine the #1 contender for the JCW Championship, as it was Manny Rowe, Ryan Clancy, Emerson Jane, Mr. Danger, Charles Mason, and Kevin Koo.
James hasn't brought up too much tonight. So he said, here's my only question for the show. It is not clear if Mason planted the attack at the end, or was it the Foxcatcher and they wanted us to think it's Mason?
So that's what I was saying. I might get there when we bring it up. My thoughts of that when we get there, because yeah, it's kind of more
yeah.
The video packages for Foxcatcher has been incredibly vague, which has left it very open for interpretation. Okay, so onto this. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Onto the scramble here. I have Ryan Clancy. Looks like German Marcus Mathers. He has solid fundamentals and picture perfect drop kick. I like Danger's new gear. Great start with that huge dive. Emerson Jane showed off in this match several times. Our winner was Charles Mason. He earned another JCW title shot when he choked out Emerson. Fans booed heavy, but I have to say overall, great job by all of them involved. One of the highlights for sure when it comes to the JCW card.
Sorry. Yeah, Ro was a very diverse group in this one. A few names I thought I could see winning, becoming a challenger for the belt. I thought this was a good showcase for everyone. They made a good case to come back to JCW in my eyes in the future. And while I am happy for Mason getting the win, it made me wonder about the main event and what was going to happen there.
Yeah, like I was just so surprised to see like somebody like Ryan Clancy on this card. That's like you would think like if you're bringing Ryan Clancy, I'm like, okay, that's a name we haven't seen before. I would see like, oh, we're gonna give him a title shot because he hasn't been here before. Just like you know, that's just a new name, you know.
Yeah.
Good point.
Our next one was Kzone versus Matt Mako.
Kzone is a face through and through. This is a hard-hitting match with several heavy impacts, the type of fight two tough guys should have. I put that they both belong in JCW, and they prove that. Our winner here, Matt Mako. Did I take some notes, B?
My first note, hard-hitting matchup here.
Jesus Christ.
It was, though.
Yeah.
It was totally hard-hitting.
Once again, another stylistically perfect fit matchup for both of them, and they delivered a strong match here. Oh, marvelousness. I actually like Ryan Clancy. I seen the name and don't really remember seeing too much of him in the ring, but I was impressive. I like his little how fluid he was in the ring for sure. Yeah, there we go. Next match, Lena Cross versus Mara Sade. Sorry.
So if Sade is given time to be mean on the mic, she would fit GCW well. With Lena, I feel that she's ready for GCW. Same thing, needs mic time. Exceptional size also. Sade pulled off a quick, surprising roll-up for the finish. She was our winner here. And after that, we got a hype video for the upcoming Janela Camarado match. So what do you guys think about this one?
Every time I see that sliding suplex, that sliding rope hung suplex, I think that's just such a great move. Like it's the same thing I'm going to say about Mason's rolling DVD. It's
fantastic.
It's just one of those moves. It's like, oh, that's class. Like it's
it's
set
fluid.
up perfect. It's just set up perfectly. It's just done perfectly. It doesn't look like it's a contrived spot, like a Tree of Woe type spot.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I think both of them were really good in this one. I think it was Veda Scott made mention about Sade coming in and kind of jumping into the deep end, facing Masha, and then now coming in facing Lena Cross. It's good though. I think she needs to kind of dive. There we go. Dive into the deep end. Holy cow. And showcase what she wasn't able to showcase with WWE and NXT. So I thought this was a strong one, though, for Lena Cross, more so than Sade. But Sade getting the win was surprising to me, and happy to see her kind of pick up some momentum because it sounds like they might be using her a little bit more. And as you said, the next match was Joey Janela versus Camarado.
All right, here. Camarado came out hot, attacked Joey before the bell. He's hungry. He's a beast. Great selling by Joey. Camarado's throwing chairs in bunches into the ring. I don't know if I've ever seen someone grab chairs in 2s, 3s, and 4s before.
Yeah, right.
Joey won by breaking a cinder block over Camarado's head, and that's how he won. Thoughts on this one?
Finish by cinder block is not a phrase you usually hear in this one.
No.
Your notes were spot on there. I thought the Camarado just looked beastly. Joey did a good job of helping Nick look good in a typical Joey fashion match, and the ending was shocking and surprising. The cinder block to the face fit. I was waiting for the kick out there just to show the monster,
right?
I'm so glad there wasn't.
After this, a hype video for Manders versus Shire, spanning their history together, especially at WXW. I really like that catch up. Same thing. I wish GCW did that stuff more. But yeah, for the fans at home who've never seen Thomas Shire before, like my wife, it was a great catch up. Did you announce the match?
No, I did not. Our next matchup was for the WXW Unified Championship, as it was the one called Manders defending against Thomas Shire.
On the last show, we should have placed bets on who eats the first lariat in this match. Manders also 3 amazing matches in Japan. The whole weekend killed it. Shire's got his trucker's tan. That's my guy. I rock the same one. I do like Shire, old school vibes. He was trained by Funk, and you can definitely tell. I started to notice we had a Haas heavy card here. We had Kzone, Mako, Camarado, Manders, Shire. Big fan of that. Great story of struggle between both. It felt like an old 70s Texas hardcore match. Our winner in this one called Manders.
I loved how it was no fluff and all just lariats, like just bruising, and good for Manders. A nice end cap to a crazy week since we've talked to him about All Japan and everything. I think this one was more like to get his shit in while also let Thomas showcase his prowess as well. And then that Cowboy Way as a tag team.
Yeah.
Want to see it as well.
This right here too. Camarado beat Bronson at the terminal. Oh gosh. Okay, so that's gonna happen. I don't know about beating him, but
I think I
can see that happening.
He just wanted to. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just wants Camarado versus Bear.
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay. Also, last thing, Manders promo. I have to say that's how you build a team, and that's how you showed solidarity. He cut one hell of a promo on Shire, really put him over, and you couldn't ask for a better job, man. If I was Shire, I'd be thanking Manders 100 times over. Very well done.
Definitely. The next match was the Warfare in the Woods, as it was Beastman versus Bam Sullivan.
Hey, no shit. I just made that up and put it in there just because. I give him credit for the cinematic touch. I see where that can come in handy for storytelling down the road. There were flashes of humor at times, including a breaking of the fourth wall. Bam saves the girl in the end. He is the winner. I wrote here just a fun mini story told by wrestling. Yeah, stuff like this every now and then, if it's put in properly, it adds something to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I was told a story in a different way.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort and the creativeness to do something different outside of the box. And I wasn't perfect, but I wouldn't mind seeing more of it down the line.
Good concept.
Yeah, for sure. Next match was a 8-person tag match.
Oh, okay, hold that thought. Pull up Ivan's comment here.
There we go. Oh, hey, Ivan's here. That's the cameraman for the Backwoods Brawl. I tip my hat to you. Hey, good to see you tonight, Ivan. We love you, man.
Yes.
It's always good to see you.
That girl corpse. All right, next Team Scumbag, JP Grayson, Ava Everett, LSG, and Griffin McCoy against Team Billy Starks, Teriyaki, Jay Lucas, and
Orsi. Yeah, it was a weird name. I was trying to figure that out. I don't know. I wrote here a lot going on with 8 bodies. Couldn't keep up with all of it. JP Grayson was pinned by Top Team. Our winners was Team Billy. It feels cheap, but there's just so much going on. I can't pause and write. I mean, it was chaos on purpose.
Yeah, I'm Top Team. I want to keep seeing a little bit more of them. They've been a fun team, and Orsi looked a little impressive, and Griffin McCoy again. All the comeuppance during that match made me happy.
And Top Team is exactly where Young, Dumb, and Broke was 3 years ago.
That's a good point.
So it's only a matter of time, and we're starting to see more of their personalities. They're a young team. I think that we're going to see for a while around.
Yeah,
unless they fuck it up somehow. Let's see. What would Orsi and Orso tag name be? I don't know. Orsios or Orsa. Yeah, see?
Yeah, go with a different vowel just to fuck everything.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking of the first vowel.
Oh man.
Orsu?
Next match was where we at here for the JCW title as Masha Slamovich defends the belt against Marcus Mathers.
Take a guess on who wins, guys.
Drake.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
Drake.
So our JCW Jersey champion, Masha Slamovich.
Sorry, I was trying to catch up here.
No, we're good, man. I'm getting, I love all of. I just same stuff over and over.
Yeah, it was a good match. Like what I was thinking earlier, what if with Mason winning, I was thinking maybe Foxcatcher is somehow going to help out Marcus Mathers and have with Marcus Mathers kind of being the face for Mason to go after again, because I wanted to look this up and I'm so mad I just now realized I didn't. When like I feel like Mason Masha has been played out and been for the championship, and like I'm just I don't know, like for me it feels like it's been played out. Maybe it's been a long time since that match has happened, but I don't think Mason for JCW title is where it should be right now.
It's a year too late for Mason.
Yep.
I think we've said that exact phrase on the show before.
Yeah, I think way overdue, and not even overdue at this point. Shouldn't even be done. The only belt Mason should be going for is the JCW title or GCW title belt, and him kind of going after this JC title. I don't know. Just I don't know where this fits with the whole Foxcatcher stuff and everything. I guess I missed this part that you guys were talking about in chat and coming up here with the little brother. I didn't remember seeing any of this. I must have stepped out at the wrong time, but I don't know how this fits in with Foxcatcher. I don't think Foxcatcher and Mason have anything to do with each other, but now it seems like Foxcatcher's taking the eyes off the belt and focusing on Marcus instead of the belt.
Yeah.
And that, like, why are like what? I don't know. Like that just makes like right before we even get a payoff, we're already getting a switcheroo. And I'm so lost and confused on this whole Foxcatcher stuff now.
Is this one of those things where every time before Masha has a challenger, Foxcatcher does a little thing on the challenger? Is that what you're thinking? Maybe?
That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is a full-on attack on Marcus now. Like I was with you when I thought, oh, I got my eyes on you, Marcus. Like, oh, okay, he's gonna start doing this, like, you know, psych out of the challenger. But now that just seems like a full-on switch to Marcus.
He was punishing Mathers for losing.
Oh, okay. Punish everyone else then for losing. Like, then who cares about the belt? Like, I don't know. That it doesn't make for me. It didn't make any sense at all.
You know how it is. It gets clearer down the road.
Look, I got $10 that it's Swoggle. $10 that Swoggle's the fucking Foxcatcher. Like,
you know, at this point, that would put a fucking cherry on it.
Like the anonymous Raw GM being Hornswoggle, just make him the fucking Foxcatcher.
That's funny. But yeah, Marcus' little brother came out, said, you know, Dad's fucked up. So, you know, Adam Galt and others came over to help him. And that's when Charles Mason came from behind Masha, chokes out Masha. Yeah, I really hope that JCW or GCW kind of promotes Masha's walk towards her 50th win, because this one here was defense number 46. So let's see what happens. But I would be celebrating the shit out of 50, or I would be spoiling the shit out of 50. We'll see which one happens. That's the ultimate heel move. If a heel's going to take the belt off of Masha, would be to fuck up the 50th.
He threatened Marcus's family and followed through, and Marcus failed. All right, I just saw it now and I missed it, but
sure.
I don't know. I'm at this point. To be honest, it needs. Someone said it needs to happen next show. It needs to happen next show for me. I've said that though for 3 shows in a row. But I'm back on with Mason being involved somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Our next match was for the GCW UltraViolet Championship. Matt Tremont defends against Gary J.
Very early in this match, Tremont's bump on his head busts open. I like to call it Cueto. So Cueto got busted open. Gary was then.
The bump's called the flux capacitor.
Oh, I don't know. I like Cueto because you think about the thing with the arms, and anyway, the flux capacitor.
That's what Struggles has been calling it for God knows how long now. The horn, the flux capacitor.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Gary was also busted open from a gusset. There were chairs everywhere. Our winner and still GCW UV champion, Matt Tremont. Good match. Gary's toughness shined through. Anything on you guys?
Gary swinging wildly and just, the fight in him to beat Tremont was cool to see and different. And that's what I kind of like about Gary J. This one was the chaos it needed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that exactly. Sorry.
It's late. It's late.
Literally.
It's really late for you.
Last match. Yes, very late. Main event, Jet Speed teaming with Darian Bengtson going against Drew Parker and I forgot the name already. YDNP.
Oh, yeah, bed and breakfast. But Bunchers, Busta and the Brain. Busta and the Brain. I got to think about that more. The match was packed with talent. Another one of the matches to watch of that weekend. Jet Speed are in another atmosphere physically, and it shows here in the ring against their talent. Parker did his dart thing, missed, and he got chased down and darted himself. I did like that little spot. Our winner here was Drew Parker and BNB. I definitely saw why this was the main event, and this was also definitely a growth match for both for Bengston and for BNB.
And for me, this is where I think I prefer Alec and Jordan kind of fit if they are a tag team, the AEW style with Speedball and Jet Speed here and Kevin Knight. I think their stylistically matches with those two, and I think that's why this was kind of eye opener. Like I wouldn't be counting on, for me personally as a fan, I would rather see them go to AEW instead of NXT because I think their styles would mesh a little bit better with the talent that AEW has in the tag team division. But yeah, Jet Speed was awesome. Like it was cool to see Drew Parker hold his own too and kind of showcase that he could keep up with those names because that was the one I was excited to see, and if he would be able to hold up and keep up, and he definitely shined in this one as well.
Liked it.
All right.
Okay. I'll do the upcoming shows real quick. We'll make it very quick.
All right.
Okay. I'm guessing we've said everything we freaking needed to say and then some, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'll just go ahead and explain now that on Wednesday, tomorrow, August 6th, I was going to have an interview with Mickey Knuckles. There was an incredible amount of heat given the situation, and basically...
Pardon the pun.
No, yeah, seriously. And I'm just being honest.
Sorry, John.
No. When I talked to Mickey, I had let her know, listen, the heat is incredible right now to a point to where I can't even get questions from fans without them being about that one single spot. And when I do an interview, I like to do kind of a legacy interview, or at least an interview that people can look back on and be proud of. And I told her that all of this would overshadow that interview. I really did feel that. So we shelved that for a little further down the road until basically things just kind of chill out for a while. But yeah, it's just wild. And I just didn't want chat filling up with the same stuff, same questions over and over. I didn't feel comfortable asking her what her Netflix show is when she's over there, and has concern about all this wrestling stuff going on right now. So she has her head in another place right now, trying to do other things. And yeah, we had different circumstances before Powder Keg. Things change. So the good news, next Tuesday, August 12th, we will have an interview. That interview will be with Bear Bronson. So again, August 12th, Bear Bronson will be on Game Changer World. We're going to put him through our series of questions and see how he goes. He's excited to be here. We're super excited to have him here. So
yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
He is leaving Slade out of the way, right?
What's that?
He is leaving Slade out of the way. It's just going to be Bear on the podcast, not Slade too, right?
If Slade shows up, what a surprise.
Oh, shit.
Hey, I didn't think Stephen A is going to come on tonight. It happens. You know what I mean? Like, we just roll it live. Fuck it.
Slade.
All right. So, again, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you want notified when we go live next time. Please leave a comment. It's free and it helps our algorithm. You can find B on Twitter at B_GC World. You can find Frankie on Twitter at Frankie_GC World. You can find me at Twitter at GC World Podcast. As always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us tonight. Thank you for holding in there with us. It was a marathon. This was the most matches and the most shows we have ever covered, period, in one episode. Also, I did a little math. If anybody is interested, for B and I, this is total over 3 years, our 151st show together. So we were definitely tested tonight.
Beat that, Masha.
That's right. Beat that fucking streak.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
But yeah, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us. We'll be seeing you next week.
Game
Thank
question
you so
Long
much.
live
Japan
GCW.
next
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Drink. All right, guys. Thanks again for everything. Let's roll it. Long. Ooh,
live.
shit. Live.
G-
G.
GCW.
W. Thank you so
Good night.
much. Have yourself a great night.